Hello and welcome. How are we all doing? I hope you all have a good Friday evening. A little bit nippy in the woodlands today. You can tell we're slowly getting to the winter months. Roger, thank you so much for lurk. I hope you have a good evening, dude, or afternoon, as I think it is for you guys over there. Time zones are a bit wacky. So tonight we are doing another community night. This one's going to be another open and drop in, drop out as usual. But it's going to be a little bit different. We're not doing Minecraft. A few folks in the Discord have mentioned that they've never tried D&D and they'd love to try and play D&D, which obviously requires their own characters. So I figured, why not? Let's maybe look at doing a community night where I can walk folks through making their first D&D characters. We're going to be using online resources. I'm going to mainly, for folks who are newer that we walk through, we'll mainly look at the more official stuff. Usually I'm more open to homebrew and like third-party things, and so the more experienced people, if they join in, may look at that. But for directing sort of folks who it's their first time doing it, we'll probably try and keep things easy, keep things simple, and then depending on how many folks join and how far we get and stuff like that, might even run a brief encounter or two for sort of newer folks so that they can get a bit of an idea what the game is like and how it's played. Right, let's just hop into the Discord. Can see we've already got one person in. Hey Max.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Doing well today. How are you doing?
I'm alright, thanks. A lot happier now that it's Friday.
Relatable.
Yeah. 2 days of no work. I wish they'd bring in the 4-day work week. It's also got some like clotted cream fudge for me tonight as well, so that's gonna be nice to fun.
Ooh, nice.
Oh man, so it's your first time making a character, for the moment at least. You've got me all to yourself, so that's going to work out quite nicely for you.
Nice.
So, I've not even opened the links that I like posted for folks to try and use, like Wikidot or anything. Hang on. I am organized tonight. Here we go. I might also just turn the music down for me. There we go. Hopefully that's still decent for the stream. Oh man, so I think you were having a look earlier on, weren't you, Matt? At like some of the classes and stuff?
Yep.
Awesome. I also said I'll make a character tonight, but I'm not sure what I'm going to make yet, so I'm still a little... I'll have a browse around, see what there is. Have you had chance to get one of the character sheets that I posted in the Discord, mate?
Yeah, I have the kind of like the sort of blank, the PDF.
Yep, that's fine. If you've got the PDF version, what have you got it opening, just to check?
Yeah. Just saying. Oh, do you want me to share screen or?
No, just like let me know that. I'm just checking you've not opened it in like Google Chrome or anything, because Google Chrome will open a PDF.
Yeah.
Oh, go
Yeah.
on.
The weird thing is because like I tried to open this differently, but every time I open this, it says it's like on Microsoft Edge, but it does allow me to save everything, and it's saved to my desktop. So it's kind of its own unique thing, but it's kind of supposedly based on the Microsoft Edge. But I'm like, not sure.
I mean, basically, just check that you can save it, because the thing that I found with the PDF version in the past, because like I've walked a lot of people through making their first characters, is people will open it in something like Google Chrome or whatever, spend like 2 hours making their character, and then it can't save it, or it will make them think that it saved it, but it doesn't actually save it, and they lose all the work. And I don't want anyone to go through that tonight, which is why I also put up the DocX version. But if you've checked like that you can actually save it, and it saves anything you put in there, then you should be good.
Yeah, it definitely allowed me to save. So
and you've
then
checked
I suppose.
And you've checked that if you reopen it afterwards, it still has that data, right?
Okay, that one I didn't check. I can quickly do a quick run right now. And
Do
see.
a quick run right now, because this was the thing that annoyed particularly me. It's the fact that it looked like it'll let you save it, but it doesn't actually save any of the data. Like, that's what really annoyed me, because it's so easy for it to, like, just muck you up, and it's distressing losing your character after you've spent 2 hours building them.
But I have good news. It does indeed save.
Awesome. Okay, we're good to go then. Like I said, if not, could have used the docx version, but the PDF makes it easier because that's all editable. Okay. Before we get started, then I'm just gonna the budgie, I think it was. What am I doing? A raging headache? Oh no, that sucks. Sorry to hear that, Carly. Thank you so much for the lurk. Yeah, that's fair. We'll be going for sort of like 3 hours or so, maybe a bit longer. So take some painkillers. If you feel better, welcome to join. If not, take care of yourself. That's annoying.
Yeah, get better soon, Carly.
Here we go. Okay, so I know how to make a D&D character, but for anyone else who wants to follow as well, here's a guide. I'll post it in our gaming chat as well. So, first thing you're going to want to do, Max, and I don't know if you've already done this, do you know what race you would like to play?
No, not yet.
That is completely fair. There's an awful lot of different races and like variants and stuff like that, and it can get a little confusing.
But I was kind of semi-jokingly, but also half seriously thinking, like, why not Tabaxi? Like, why not jump into the bandwagon of the Tabaxi? So like,
yeah, I mean, it's like your typical furry race at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, gotta commit. Yeah, just commit to the bit.
Commit to the bit. Love to see it. Yeah, that works. So what you're gonna want to do there then is, have you got 5e tools open at all?
Not yet.
Yeah. So if you go on there, or Wikidot will work for this one because I know that their Tabaxi data is up to date at least. So to give, while Max looks at that, to give chat an idea of how you start by making a character, it usually helps to have a character concept. You don't have to start with one, you can make it up as you go. But if you have a rough idea of like what you want to make to start off with, it can help you like choose the direction of your character. After that, you all pick a race. So this will be, are you human, dwarf, elf, tabaxi? Different races will have different abilities. They'll have like different leans in terms of what they typically suit with abilities. For example, dwarves get a boost to their strength, typically. Tabaxi typically get a boost to their dexterity. And then different races might have different abilities as well. So, for example, if Max goes to Tabaxi, they get a feature called Dark Vision, which I don't know if you've read that one, Max, but it basically means your character can see better in dim conditions.
All right. Quick question in between. Like, so did you have the link again to the one you have right now on screen, the Nerdolopedia? I have that one open, but this other one.
Yeah, I'll post this in the general text chat here. So if you go on there. Hey, Wolf Warrior, welcome on in. Torskin, good to see you. How you both doing? Hope you both have a good end to the week.
Perfect. Got it open. Thanks.
Okay, yeah. So, your main thing is going to be this top bit. Ignore Volo's Guide to Monsters. That's like another variation on your Tabaxi. So if you want a slightly different version, I would stick with the top one for now. It's worth having a bit of a read, just have a bit of an idea of the like lore of them. You can obviously change it up if you want, but like a lot of races and species in D&D typically have their own lore that follows like the world of Faerun, which is the typical world in D&D, and people will sometimes lean into that, or sometimes people will lean into their own, if that makes sense. It's very much depends what you're looking for and what your DM would be looking for.
All right.
So, created by the Cat Lord, the divine being of the upper planes, to blend the qualities of humanoids and cats. Tabaxi are varied people in both attitude and appearance. In some lands, Tabaxi live like the cats they resemble, naturally curious and at home in playful environments. In other places, Tabaxi live as other folks do, not exhibiting the feline behavior of the Cat Lord intended. You're gonna want to make note of a couple of things here, Max.
Sure.
So first up is the ability score increase. I'm tired but good. Put your feet up, tall skin. So, your ability scores. Are you looking at the screen right now? In fact, if I share my screen in Discord, that might make it. There we go.
So I have both your stream open and I can also look at the screen.
Awesome. So your ability points are these bits on the left. So you've got like 6 main abilities that kind of break down your character's stats in a way. Strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Everything your character does in the game of D&D is based off like these 6 abilities in one way or another. So for example, let's say you decide to attack me with a longsword, for example. You'll roll a dice and you'll use your strength modifier along with another ability that we'll get in later on to decide how well you do at attacking me, and that'll dictate on if you hit me with your longsword or not, if that makes sense.
I see. So it's a lot like the Baldur's Gate 3, kind of.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is actually built on the same mechanics. Baldur's Gate 3 is built on D&D 5e rules. They've made like little tweaks and that to like make it better suit playing on a PC as opposed to a tabletop. But for the most part, it's the same mechanics.
I see. Okay.
So if you've played Baldur's Gate at all, you probably already know a lot of what we're going to be looking at today.
Yeah, I have played a little bit, like maybe 20 hours of it, but honestly, it's been half a year since last time.
Oh no, that's completely fair. At the end of the day, like that's what tonight's for. Like, anyone else that's joined, I'm just gonna be helping folks make their first character and walking through it, and then maybe doing a little bit of brief encounters or something at the end. So don't worry about it. Anyone of any skill level is welcome. So, they're your ability points. And if you go with Tabaxi, every race gets an ability score increase as part of being that race. So this means that when we roll your ability points later on, you'll get a slight buff to a couple of them, dependent on what race you go for. So for Tabaxi, you are actually quite lucky. You can choose one score to increase by 2, and then you can choose a second score to increase by 1 if you want. Or you can choose 3 different scores to increase by 1, but none of them can go above 20. That last bit is common across all the races. So if you just make note of that now in like a notepad or something, like on your desktop or like on a notepad in front of you, and then we'll use that when we come to roll your ability scores in a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. And there we go. So creature type, humanoid, you don't really need to worry about that. Like, all the races that we'll be looking at tonight will be humanoids, so you can ignore that bit. Hey, Jeevius, good to see you, dude. Hope you're keeping well.
Hey, Jeevius.
your size is medium or small, so you get to choose on this. We can roll your specific height later on, but your size will dictate. It doesn't have much play in most of the time, but there's certain mechanics that your size will affect. For example, if you are small and you want to try and grapple another creature, you're going to struggle if that creature's a size up from you. Most humanoids are medium in size, but like you can choose to be smaller if you wish.
Okay.
So medium creatures are typically like 5 to 6 feet, but there's a bit more of a range. Small are typically around like 3 to 4 feet. I didn't see you either, buddy. How you doing? So if you're unsure, I would just stick with medium for now, just because that's like the standard.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Medium.
Okay, on your character sheet, you can make note of that, I believe.
Yeah, height was there.
Yeah, height. That you can stick a number in, but for now, just put medium. That'll work.
Sure.
That's the wrong one. Your walking speed is 30 feet, which is again the standard. This may change later on, depending on what class and abilities you go for, but to start off with, it's 30 feet. However, as a tabaxi, you also get a bonus. Your climbing speed is equal to your walking speed because of your claws.
Oh, that's cool.
So if you want to make note of that on your character sheet, I would make note of it on the second page in the additional features and traits, and then your walking speed will want to be at the top of your sheet, where it says speed, in like the middle bit, top middle.
Okay.
You got those?
Yep.
Awesome. You know what? I'm going to fill this out alongside you.
So if it's like 30 feet, do I just put 30F, for example, on the speed?
Yeah, just put 30 FT, whatever. Just as long as you can see it's 30. That's the main thing. D&D works in feet typically. And most the when you get to like moving around and stuff like that, things are typically done in sets of 5. Sometimes they'll be different, but it's usually done in sets of 5 feet.
All right.
Okay. Now you get some of the more specific things for your race as such. So the first thing is you get cat's claws. So normally, when say you punch me unarmed, you just use your fist. The damage for that is 1 plus your strength modifier. But as a cat, because you've got claws, it's 1d6 plus your strength modifier. It also changes the damage type. So
Okay.
I would put that in your additional features and traits. We'll go over that in a little more detail when we get to sort of more combat orientated stuff later on. Basically, you get a boost to like your damage if you're like unarmed for any reason.
Which is a good idea if you want to go monk.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Wolf Warrior. If I ever make a character, it'll be an Oathbreaker Paladin. It'll be a some careless after he broke his oath. Hell yeah. Oathbreaker Paladins are so much fun. Difficult to play. Like, ooh. You join as a maker character, Wolf Warrior?
If the rolls are electronic, I don't have a D20.
That is absolutely fine. There's plenty of websites you can use online. I did pick one out. Here we go. I've got dice and that here, but obviously not everyone's gonna have those. So we'll be using online dice, online resources. Everything you need we'll be able to find online.
Realized my font is quite big, so I have to maybe shrink that a little bit so I can fit most of the text here.
If you're using the PDF, it should automatically shrink it, depending on what you're using.
Okay.
Have you made a D&D character before, Wolf Warrior, or do you want me to walk you through it while I walk Max through it?
I have made one before. Now, Materies, will you allow a character to suffer from lycanthropy?
Yeah, I'd allow it. And, like, we're not going to be playing tonight for the most part, so it's going to be whatever you'd like. But typically, like, I would allow that kind of thing. It'll just be... If it's for a one-shot, I'd do whatever. If it's for a campaign, I'd want to talk to you about what it would look like throughout the campaign. But I would be open to that, if that makes sense.
Fair enough.
Okay. Do you need a character sheet, bud? There's one in gaming channel. I'll let you grab that for a moment while I help Max out on this bit.
Gaming channel?
Yeah.
How do you mean? What?
In the gaming chat channel in the Discord, you'll see digital versions of the character sheet you can download. Awesome. So, Max, the next ability you've got is Cat's Talent. This part you won't, if you're using the PDF version, you won't need to write exactly. If you go in the skills box on the first page to the left-hand side, you can see little circles next to each of the skill. You should be able to select them.
Yes.
So as a tabaxi, you have proficiency in the perception and stealth skills. So if you click on the circles next to stealth and perception.
Stealth and perception.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you make a skill roll in D&D, let's say I've got some guards and you're trying to sneak past them. Like, pretend you're looping for a moment. I would ask you to make a stealth roll. Stealth is based off your dex ability, like we were talking earlier. So you would roll a d20, and you would add your dex modifier, and that would decide your roll. But because you're proficient in the skill, you would get to add your proficiency bonus on top of that. So it's like an extra boost to your roll because you're considered good at that skill.
Okay.
Well, it'll make more sense once we fill some of that out later on. Before I forget, if you scroll up to the top of your sheet, above skills, above saving throws, you'll see your proficiency bonus. That's +2.
+2.
Yeah. So your proficiency bonus will go up as you level up. Hey Tim, how you doing, bud? Good to see you.
Hey Tim.
So
I wonder what wisdom and knowledge will Tim bring upon us today.
He's gonna tell us how to min-max stuff or whatever.
Eating breakfast? What?
Min-max. Oh, eating breakfast. Oh, of course he fucking.
What? It's I don't know.
Welcome to Tim. Don't question it. Just don't question it.
Okay. No questioning. Just like he doesn't elaborate, we shall not question.
Yeah, we shall not question. So your proficiency bonus starts at +2, and effectively any skills you're proficient in, any weapons you're proficient in, anytime you use those, you just add your proficiency bonus to those rolls. So it's basically anything you're good at, slap that number on top of.
Okay.
Wolf Warrior, you got set up with the character sheet?
I think so.
Which one have you got? Have you got the DocX version?
Yes.
Yep, that'll do. You might have to, like, stick the text on it yourself with that, but it should be there. Have you had a chance to look through the race list at all?
No.
I can get you a list of those if you would like.
What have you got?
So we've got we're using 5e tools and Wikidot for the most part. So you'll see a lot of different races on there. If it's your first time making a character, we'll probably stick to the more official ones for now and try and avoid homebrew. But I'm open to look at others if you wish. It's more if it's your first time, just trying to keep things simple for you.
Yeah, I think.
How do you get up for work, wake up this... I don't question it, Jeeves. I don't know. Tim's a being unto himself. Do you want a hand going through some of the race list, Wolf Warrior? Are you happy to just have a quick look yourself and I can help you go through it when you've had a bit of a chance to read some of them?
Where's the race list? Where's the race list?
If you go in general in Discord, so you know the voice channel we're in, you can see the open chat button. No, he's definitely eating breakfast, Jeeves, trust me. Trust me, I know this man for many years. He's eating breakfast.
Aha.
Right, I'll let you have a quick look through those there, Wolf Warrior, while I get back to Max then. Just give me a poke when you're ready to have a hand with those. Oh, go on, Wolf Warrior.
Oh, no, I was just saying Roger.
Fair. Okay, so Max, you will make note of two more abilities then. Dark Vision and Feline Agility. The top one, Dark Vision, is the one I mentioned earlier. If you're in low light conditions, most of the time you wouldn't be able to see much. You can still see up to 60 feet in low light, but you can only see in shades of grey in that low light.
Ooh, so it's basically like a kind of like a night vision sort of.
It's pretty much a night vision. So if you make note of that, you also get Feline Agility, which is an ability I absolutely love. Looping makes so much use of this, to my own DM's absolute utter annoyance. Effectively, you know your base movement speed of 30 feet? You can double it on one of your turns to 3.
Ooh.
Just double it. So,
wow.
Yeah. You won't be able to use the feature again without, like, not moving for another turn. But it does give you a burst of speed, which is a very useful ability. So,
now I know why looping always gets away.
well, Looping, yeah, because he's got that. He's also got the mobility feat, which increases his base speed by 40 feet. You can dash on top of that. So whereas other creatures, even with dashing, might top out at, say, 60 feet, Looping can top out at something like 160 feet a turn. So...
That little bastard.
Yeah, he's a speedy bugger.
I know. I remember you said a long time ago that he's a speedy one, but like this speedy, it's like, ugh.
This is without using.
No wonder.
Yeah, this is
No
without
wonder
using
I'm
spells.
never capturing him.
Yeah.
Wonder.
This is without using spells. He's got spells that like boost his stealth, that can also boost his speed. Like, there's a lot of useful stuff. It's getting to a little bit later on, but ranger spells are typically a little more utility / support / debuff. So some of them, not many ranger spells are designed for dealing specific damage to specific people, though some of them do. It is a bit of a range of different nature magic. But I digress. That's getting a little bit distracted for now. The last thing.
Can I copy the dark vision and feline agility text to the
you should be able to
additional features?
You should be able to just copy them into your additional features. Yep. Ooh. There we go. Can confirm I do have one, and then for some reason, yeah, that was silly of you, Tim. Like, I hope you're feeling better now, but that was silly of you. So, oh man, holy shit! Oh, there's loads, Jeevious. There's absolutely loads. This is maybe going a little bit further than what I was going to go tonight. We'll probably stick to sort of the more official and starting races for tonight, just to get people started. But there's a lot of them, and usually I would be totally game for people to even look at homebrew races and stuff like that. Right. So that's the last thing you want from your race, Max, and now go check on Wolf Warrior, is your languages. So there's different languages in D&D. Common is the language that most people can speak, hence the name Common. As Tabaxi, you know you can speed, read, and write Common, and one other language that you can choose. I'll grab you a language list. Typically, when you're looking at something like languages, you want to think about where's your character been, who have they been around, where would they have learnt this like other language. So for looping, for example, his is Dwarvish because there's a lot of dwarves on the Shielded Islands. Shielded Islands are natively humans and dwarves. But like,
all right.
It's up to you. It's entirely up to you where you want to take this.
Interesting.
Our copper would be awesome for that. Oh, wow. That would be hell yeah. I think the only downside is I don't think our copper can fly if they're wearing... Yeah, if you're wearing medium or heavy armor. So you might be at a disadvantage there. How are you getting on, Wolf Roy? You had a bit of a gander?
Yeah, do you mind, like, doing my character sheet for me? It doesn't seem to want to fill in.
I can try. I'm just thinking that might get a little bit difficult. What issue are you having with your character sheet?
I just won't fill in.
You've got the DocX version, haven't you? You might have to add the text boxes on the DocX version. Have you got it open in Word?
No.
What have you got it opening?
It just DocX.
Yeah. What application are you using to open it? If you share your screen with me, I'll see if I can help you out. I can make your sheet for you if you need to. It just might get a little bit difficult if I'm trying to walk through other people as well.
Okay. Yeah.
I just have to comment in between that I find it quite funny, Materies, that you had on your desktop, you had Lakea tied up.
Oh, is it that one again?
I'm like, usually you can tell a lot about people based on their desktop.
Yeah, it's because if I go to my pictures, I literally just have this, like, a folder of images that it scrolls through, and it's pretty much most of the artwork that I've ever got that sort of fits the desktop. So there we go. It means I'll sometimes wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, turn my PC on, and I'll be looking at this. And it's like, that's hilarious, but not what I need to be seeing at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Imagine opening the computer at work and the same thing would be happening there. They would see like looping string, and they would be like,
I was
what?
more thinking, can you imagine if it's Lakea like tied to a stick of dynamite, and then like I'm share screen a presentation for work, and that comes up? Like, there's a reason I don't do any work stuff on my personal PC. Just that would never end well.
Good idea.
We knew he was a fairy before he did. Yeah. My wallpaper's time to give it away. Fuck. Okay, no changing screen sizes.
Genius.
Don't know what you're on about, Jeevius. Don't know what you're on about, Jeevius. Not suspicious at all. Don't know what you're on about. Oh, man. Oh, 5 years ago, I would have melted at something like that being said in chat. Now it's just like, you know what? It's just another Friday night. Right, where were we at? Yeah, so if you share your screen, Wolfoy, I'll see if I can help you out with the issue you're having. Frisky Friday, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's Freaky Frisky Friday. Frisky Freaky Friday.
Oh, coming in with that alliteration.
While you check with Wolf, I'll be also like reading the other pages that you sent because I'll get a little bit of buffer time here.
Yeah, no worries. Like, you've got a language to pick now, and then we'll sort out a background for you. I just want to make sure that Wolfoy is set up.
Absolutely.
You good there, Wolf?
How do I send it to you?
No, you don't want to send it to me. You want to share your screen with me in Discord, and then I'll see if I can walk you through it.
That's what I meant. Like, where do you want it?
So if you go in the Discord call and mouse over like the black view of the screen, you'll see at the bottom there's like a share screen icon. So if you click on that. Wait, when did I get... Oh, damn it, Bladed!
Oh, nice one, Bladed. Fellow mustachioed gentleman.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, I'm gonna look like a typical British villain in no time. I'm turning into Prof.
British?
British? He says, sat here with a cup of tea.
By the way, I really need to be getting into looking to get that top hat because it's almost spooky month. I need that top hat.
Oh, that'd be hilarious
for the British
for spooky month.
Yeah.
You getting on okay there, Wolf?
Oh.
You good there, bud?
No, I can't find it.
Hang on, let me take a screenshot of it for you. Yeah, I've forgotten how to use my own screenshot. Mine's a different colour because I'm already share screening, but it's effectively the same button that's there. Co-worker told me today their favourite footballer. I look like... Oh, that's awesome. I miss having a ponytail. I genuinely miss having a ponytail. They just look good, don't they, Bladed? Like, having a proper beard, like ponytail, all that, hell yeah. Shame you're being compared to a footballer, but mind the details. That any better for you, Wolf Warrior?
Oh, right. I see. I don't have that button.
Oh.
Oh.
Nope.
If you mouse over the buttons at the bottom, what do you have?
I got basically hang up a picture of a controller pad, the message sign, the speaker sign, and the camera with a line through its sign.
Hang on, if you mouse over them, what do you get? Are you on a PC, by the way? Or are you on like a phone or something?
I'm on a phone.
That'll
okay,
be why.
okay.
Okay, yeah, you have different icons. Yeah, that's why. Have you got the file open on your phone? Have you got it open on a different device?
It's on my phone.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to make those edits very easily then. Hang on.
Shite.
Yeah, give me a second. That's the wrong device. Give me a sec. Okay, I don't know how easily I'll be able to help you if you're on your phone, but there is an app you can download. Well, there's actually several apps you can get on the App Store, but there's a free one I use on my tablet that'll make it a little easier for you. If you give me a second, I will see if I can grab the name, then get you a link to it on the Play Store. What was it called? Struggling to remember where. Here we go. 5th edition character sheet. So, yep, that's the one. So if you click on that, the link I've just put in the voice channel chat again, Wolf Warrior. That's an app on the Play Store that I use. You can download it on your phone. It might make it a little bit easier for you to make your character. The process for you to make your character will be different if you use that, but you'll still be able to make your character that way, if that makes sense. I'll do my best to try and walk you through it. Yeah, Tim's already recognized it. Do you use this, Tim? Because I know I use it. Give me a second to take my jumper off. Oh. Getting hot in here. So take off oil.
No, I need so.
But no one else to see. Alright. Okay. What's up, bud? That off and put that on charge because do I have D&D on something? I it's the first time in months.
Sorry to quickly detour, but that made me actually wonder. So, how's the weather now in UK? Like, how's the fall/winter approaching?
It's getting a little bit colder. Not anything major. It's just like weather's still nice. We're getting some sun with a little bit of cloud. It's just a little bit colder now. You can tell we're getting into the colder months. What about over in Spain?
Oh, thanks for asking. So the days can be a bit hotter now, but they now rarely reach over 30 degrees. And literally yesterday it was like 24 degrees, and the nights have already dipped below 20. So it's starting to get really nice now.
Ooh, nice. Like, for me,
Yeah.
the 20 to 25 is ideal, but I know a lot of folks like it 15 to 20, at least in the UK.
Yeah. But the sad thing is, this will only last, like, again, maybe at its peak, maybe just 1 month, and then it gets a bit colder. Not that it's bad that it gets colder, but like the absolute peak temperature lasts quite short.
Yeah, I can very much get that. This app somebody's recommended. Yeah, I've been using it for a while, Bladed. It's not perfect by any means, but it's a decent little app that I use on my tablet for when I play online. I prefer to have a sheet of paper in front of me and play at a table, but if you're playing online, it's not a bad app. 7C this month. Yeah, we had frost the other night. We're at the point, I don't know if you guys get this in Spain, but like, we're at the point now where the evenings of night, it might just drop below freezing, but then the days might still be 13, 14. So the mornings are really cold, but the day itself isn't so bad. Our night's already in single digits. I'm sure we've already had negatives. I woke up to frost the other morning. Gretactic, what near you?
So we get to that point usually in mid to late November. For example, Sierra Nevada is a big mountain, maybe 2 hours drive to one direction, and there on the peak at around maybe mid to late November, there you actually already get snow there.
And Blade, it's also a drop near there. Have you been getting winds from the north as well, Blade? Because I know we've had winds from the north. That definitely brings in a bit of a chill. Let's see. Love me a good cold morning, walking, putting down the dressing gown. If you're chilling at home, yeah, it's not bad. If you've got to walk to work, then it's a little less fun.
Like, the thing is, I love cold weather in a way, probably because, of course, northern Finnish ancestry, probably I deal with cold really nice. But what I don't appreciate is massive winds. Like, if it's really cold but no wind at all, it's actually really nice. But the second there's absolutely any wind, it's like, "Ugh, I hate this."
Wind is the biggest annoyance because the wind chill factor will take a day that's actually relatively warm but make it feel cold. It's amazing just how much effect wind chill has. How are you getting on, Wolf Warrior? Is it any easier for you?
Oh yeah.
Solid. I'll give you a minute to have a play with that then. Max, have you picked a language you want then?
Yeah, this is so interesting. I was kind of like the Dwarvish and Elvish were kind of like the top things that I was like kind of like in between, like which one? So
honestly, for now, as we're just kind of like making a character to walk you through it, pick either one of them. If you have a set concept for your character in mind, as I said before, like think about what your character's been through and where they've started and so on. Is usually how you would decide this. But as we're doing this more to like walk folks through it.
Okay. Well, I could go maybe with Elvish for this
Yeah,
one.
Elvish works. Also, that's a pretty good idea, Tim, actually. Give me a second, I'll do that. Also, I see you hanging out in a Discord server. Does that look like folks might have been on tonight? That's typical. So would it be easier for you guys then, Max and Wolf, if I showed you a fully filled out character sheet to give you an idea of what we're working towards?
Sure, that would be a really good reference.
Give me a second then. Let's look at the info. So this is a character I used a while ago. I have a couple of pre-gen characters that I use for like community nights. This one's leveled up to level 3, which is what we're aiming for tonight. So we'll make your characters first at level 1 and then move them up through the levels a little bit. So you can see we've got the ability scores on the left, and then that allows us to fill out set skills and the saving throws. You've got like your flaws and personality traits. These are like, what is your character? What do they think hold important? What is their reason for living? What are they like to interact with? Sort of like high level information of your character. And some basic information for combat, so hit points, armor class, how likely are people to hit you. Your initiative is when you first get into a fight, you'll roll initiative to see what the turn order looks like. I'm sorry, I chose a bad time to eat a bit of fudge, didn't I?
Do the Tim. Do that like the
yeah, I'm doing
crunch,
the Tim.
the massive crunch.
Then you can see we've got a little bit on the weapons front. Some of the tools and languages. So Max will just look at languages for you. You've all put them in this box. And then other features and traits in here. So this gives you a bit of an idea of some of the things that we're looking to fill out. Some of the more visual stuff. If you've got an art of your character, you can fill it in. A bit of a backstory, like a brief insight to them. And then if they've got any spells and that, the third page is where we'd be putting those. So I'll leave that up so we can show that later on. But that gives you an idea of what we're going towards.
All right.
It'll look different for each character depending on like what your race is, what class you go with and stuff like that. But as a general gist, this is what your character sheet will look like at the end. Let's see. Me whip out my 6 mostly face shelf cat. Yeah. Oh, I can totally relate to that, Bladed. That I can totally relate to. Let's let's see. Drunken Star. Oh, hell yeah. I have played with someone who's played with Drunken Master Monk. They are so much fun. For everyone else's benefit, a Drunken Master is literally what it sounds like. It's a monk subclass, so you play as a monk, and monks have martial arts skills. But the Drunken Master is literally, you get drunk, and you get bonuses for being drunk. I don't remember all of them off the top of my head, but it's absolutely hilarious. Yeah, it's Jackie Chan. Oh boy. Right. So you've got your language, haven't you, Max?
Yeah, I chose the Elvish. So do I write it down somewhere in the...
Yeah, so on your character sheet on the first page, down in the bottom left, you'll see other proficiencies and languages.
I see. Okay.
So if you type in languages, I normally type it in like this. So that you can see. Oh, I don't know what spelling that is. I normally, yeah, awful. I normally type it like that. It doesn't really matter how you type it, just so long as you can clearly recognize that you can speak Common and Elvish type of thing.
Perfect.
I will play my human Drunken Master, Materies, again sometime. Slipped into Feywild one day and hardly left. Oh, hell yeah, that sounds awesome. I do want to try and do some more D&D streams again at some point. It's one of the things that I was starting to look into, and then other things came up, so we'll get it. We'll come back to that. Stolen outfit. Ooh, I'm intrigued. Not quite as intrigued as what Wolf Warriors just shared. Have you exported that? Huh. What you got here, Wolf Warrior? That's XML. You there, bud?
Yeah.
Oh, you there?
Yeah. Yeah.
How are you getting on here? Looks like you've started a character. A read. Rusty read in XML. Base code -1. Are you going through the app to make your first character then?
I've done.
But how quick you can make a character in that app. It literally walks you through it. Nice job, dude. Oh, I love how you've gone for a barbarian. Hell yeah. I will be honest with you, bud. We're not going to get through it that fast with Max or anyone else.
No.
No worries.
Let's see. Well, why don't you tell us a bit about your character, Wolf Warrior?
Well, he's a barbarian shifter. That way, if necessary, you don't have to full on curse me with like comfy. I can like probably like shift into kind of like a werewolf sort of deal. That way, you know, with the barbarian, because like I only play one of two kind of like classes throughout any RPG I ever do. That is heavy hitter or stealth.
That is very fair. Basically, hit it with a big axe and hope it falls down. I love how you've gone with the
Nice.
typical great axes. I love it.
Oh yeah, I mean, once upon a time, you could get like a barbarian with dual wield and have two longswords.
I like to think if you can do it, you could totally do that in 5e. I don't know how effective it would be, but you could totally still do that.
Huh. Yeah, but you can't have dual wield from square one unless you're a rogue.
No, you can't have the dual wield like ability. You can still like use two weapons. You just wouldn't have proficiency. So you wouldn't be very effective in doing so, but you could still give it a go. Okay then. Well, I'm gonna keep helping Max through this. Feel free to hang around, Wolf Warrior, and depending on who else joins and how far we get with Max, I can put on a brief encounter for two of you to give your characters a go. I didn't expect you to go through making a character quite that quickly, I'm afraid.
Absolute speed mode.
I just forgot how easy that app made it. It makes it so easy. Can you level up your character at all? Because I think they're level 1 here.
Yes, I believe so. Oh, give me a minute.
Yeah, so if you have a look at leveling up your character, I'll keep helping Max, and then just give me a poke if you need a hand with any of it. Let's see. So what were we on for you? You've got your language, haven't you, Max? So next,
Yeah.
you want a background. Now, your background is basically what was your character doing before they became an adventurer? Were they like in the city watch? Did they keep the city safe? Were they saves? Did they go and do research? Like, what was their trade effectively? What did they do? How did they grow up? Like, what's their history before they decided to become an adventurer? I've just put a link to backgrounds in the general chat. I'll start posting these links in Twitch chat as well, so folks can have a look at while we're going through them. Athlete. Wait, there's an athlete background? Don't know about this. Load of Baldur's Gates.
I like that. There's failed merchant stuff like this.
Oh, absolutely. Not all backgrounds are positive. Some of them are pretty tough. Some are great, like noble or whatever. It's like, great, you've had an easy lifestyle. Others are like, wow, so you were shipwrecked? I think one of them from one of the expansions is literally like, I've forgotten the name of them, but worm in your head type deal. Like, not fun. So it really comes down to like, what kind of life do you want your character to have led? Like, and what is their reasoning for getting into adventure and stuff like that? You may have seen online, like it's a bit of a joke sometimes when people write, particularly with first characters, they'll sometimes write them and they'll be like, yes, I have slain mighty dragons before now. And it's like, dude, you're level 1. How have you slain a mighty dragon already?
I mean, that's just Pokemon logic.
That one, they can like basically one-shot you.
Exactly. They're just looking at you and you'll fall over. So...
I mean, that's literally Pokemon logic, because in the Pokemon anime, back when it was still about Ash, it was like his Pikachu would face the gods of the Pokemon world, like the most powerful legendary Pokemon, like beat them. And then when the next series started, it would be the exact same Pikachu with the same power, and they would be like completely defeated by a level 5 starter. It's like the exact same logic.
It's literally the same thing. So like, just for anyone joining us tonight, like if you're writing your first character, just bear that in mind. Like, by all means, it's your character, like say what you like, but if they're starting out at level 1 or a low level, they're probably not like world-renowned dragon slayers. Let's put it that way. Like, it's not that they can't grow to be that, they're just not starting out which is the thing that I think sometimes people forget, particularly early on. Easy thing to end up with, though.
The only possible way I think of doing that is like either with like drakes or babies that have just literally hatched.
You could go with that, but you could also play it off as still having knowledge of that kind of thing. For example, you could say, well, I served as the, not the knave, the squire to a dragon slayer. And I'm now like taking up that mantle. So obviously you've not necessarily fought dragons or anything yourself, but you still have knowledge of dragons. You have knowledge of dragon slaying. Like, so you could still play into that kind of role, but you're playing into it from someone who's starting out like on that journey, as opposed to someone who's already at the end of the journey.
Yeah, you got to remember though that facing such mythical beasts really does have a tendency to drag on.
Oh, absolutely. It's not typically quick. All done with Krindor? I'm not familiar with that. Is that like a race or another game? How are you getting on, Max?
I'll just say that there were plenty of interesting ones. There was like the folk hero that was kind of really interesting in my opinion.
Yeah.
Then there was like the outlander, which was really interesting. And smuggler was interesting, but then I saw it. I saw my true only love, sailor pirate.
Yeah.
No, it's like no. We know now.
I should have known you'd go for that. I should have known.
Bloody pirate.
Okay. Oh, it's the character you made. Oh, tell us more, Jeevious. I want to hear about your character. Have you just been making as you've been listening in? Hell yeah. Okay, so are you looking at the Sailor Pirate right now, Max?
Yes.
So there's a few things you'll get from this. You're going to get a few more skill proficiencies, so you know how you got stealth and perception for being a Tabaxi.
Yes.
You also get a proficiency in athletics and perception. So if you want to mark those off on your character sheet as well.
Say them again. Perception and
athletics and perception. Now you're already proficient in perception, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
But make sure you check off athletics.
That's checked now. Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll find abilities will give you stuff that you've already got. That just means that you're not going to get it again. Occasionally, an ability will say, oh, if you've already got this ability, you can improve it. But you only get an improvement on it if it specifies that, if it makes sense.
I see.
Okay, so you get some equipment to start off with, as you were a sailor, or a privateer on the high seas, as we may call them.
Nice.
So, in your equipment box, on the first sheet, on the first sheet of your character sheet, near the bottom, in the middle, you'll see equipment. There's a few things you can make note of in there.
Okay.
So just make note of everything that's in that equipment section. You've got a belaying pin that you can use as a club. You've got 50 foot of silk rope, a lucky charm that you can decide what it is. You've also got like a belt pouch containing 10 gold pieces, of which you can put...
gold!
Your gold! Don't let Lupin get it. You can put your gold in the little boxes to the left. If you look close, you can see that says like copper, silver, electrum. I don't play with electrum. Playing with electrum's fucking evil. Fun little story. The DM that I play with for one of my groups who has to DM Lupin, she decided to troll us at one point by making an entire city that only uses electrum. Only uses electrum, does not use any other coin. All our gold was useless, which was hilarious, but also a kick in the groin.
Nice.
So
do I just copy the equipment section to
yeah,
there?
just copy it into there. To give context for those who don't know, for the most part, it scales similar to other things. So 10 copper is 1 silver, 10 silver is 1 gold, and 10 gold is 1 platinum. So it's a fairly easy thing to like work out for the most part. The reason most people don't use electrum is because it's 5 silver to 1 electrum, and then 2 Electrum to 1 gold. Like, who the fuck decided that that was a good idea instead of sticking with the 10-10-10? I don't know, but that's why most DMs don't use Electrum, because it's a fucking ball ache.
So on the very top of the document, on the background, I just put sailor.
Yeah, put
pirate.
sailor or pirate, whichever you want. That's your background. So yeah, it's worth making note of that. If you also want to put Tabaxi in your race box.
Yep. I think Captain Rigger has some real competition right now.
If you want to go up against Rigger, ooh, be careful. You're only going to be a level 3 character. Rigger's, I think, level 10? I'd have to double check. Let's have a quick look at it. Oh my god. Paul, YouTube. Meant to be making a YouTube video on him, like I have with the others. I've not got around to it yet. Oh shit, I haven't even remade his character sheet yet. Okay, I need to do that later on. Didn't realise I hadn't done. He's still in... Oh, I've still got the version I played of him. What level is he there? Oh, he's only level 5 there. Okay, he should be like level 10. Deal with that later. Oh, you'll want to make note of the bad reputation feature as well, Max.
Okay.
So, I'm guessing you know of this one. Won't worry about that chuckle. Effectively, Max, you can be a real asshole, and people are scared of you. You can get away with doing minor criminal offences like refusing to pay for food at a tavern or breaking down doors at a shop or petty thievery and such. People will be too scared of you to report you to the authorities. Now, if you push it too far, people may report you. And there are like circumstances where people may still report you to the authorities for doing those petty crimes. Because it can very much depend on like the environment and like the story you're playing. But typically speaking, with this feature, you can get away with petty stuff and people won't say anything. So,
okay.
Pretty nice feature if you want to be that asshole pirate. Ah, you use the app as well.
We shall see.
Yeah.
we shall see.
Let's see. Made it using the app. The app does make it so much easier. He's a drunken owlkin who started drinking because his wife left him. Oh no! Found him at a bar casino with a whole bunch of sparrows. What she didn't know was that this was his job. He had a deal with the casino and taught her sparrows into using a lot of money there. When the dust had settled, he went to train with some drunks to become a better owl. Didn't work. He still drinks and is now a pretty good fighter. Oh, I absolutely love that. Basically, just got drunk, and that was the only thing he got good at, so he became good at combat. Oh, that's brilliant.
The bad reputation, do I put it in the features and traits?
Yeah, put it in features and traits. You've got that in like the bottom right of the first sheet, or like in the middle of the second. Either or works. Like both of those boxes are for like your features and traits. Let's see. And then after that, you can see you've got 4 tables. So those 4 bits are your personality trait, your ideal, your bond, and your flaw. So these basically describe how does your character act, what do they hold, what do they like hold important in life, and so on. There's some there that you can choose from if you want, or you can roll them, or you can come up with your own. If it's your first character, it's typically easier to choose from the table, but depending what you want your character to be. But like, you can get creative and come up with your own. So your personality trait, for example, if you go for I never pass up a friendly wager, that just means that you like to place bets and so on. And that's what your character does. Your floor is basically what... Well, it's your character floor. I don't think I need to explain that one. I would have guessed that Charlatan was going to be the background there, Jeevious. I absolutely love that. Have you made him to level 1? See if you can level him up at all to level 3, because that's what we're aiming for tonight. How are you getting on with that, by the way, Wolf Warrior? I'm guessing he's AFK, so we'll come back to him. Shit, I forgot about that.
The personality trait ideal bone blocks. Like, how many of those were choosable? Sorry.
You want one of each of those.
One of each. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So the idea is like you've got your personality trait, what you like to interact with. Your ideal is like what do you hold important, such as do you think that everyone deserves respect, mutual respect between you as the captain and your crew, or is it like mastery? You're the predator of the high seas, and everyone else that on them is your prey. Like, what do you basically? How do you see the world, so to speak?
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that, Jeevious. I forgot about that. I got the paid version, so I forgot that bit was paywalled. Well, you guys can at least make your characters to level 1 at now.
Oh, hey, Cap.
We'll see if we can find other ways for you to work on that. Hi, Cap, by the way.
Hey.
How are you doing?
How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Have to adjust your audio real quick.
Please. When you're ready, Cap, do you wanna? Are you joining us for making a character? Have you done one before, or oh, she's muted. We'll get back to her.
Yeah, I made a bunch.
Right, okay. I know there's a load of people in the server who have made characters before, sir, but I can never remember who's who, so I'll just let you get on with it if you want. Or you can help Max out and that. Basically, tonight's just a bit of fun helping people make the first one. Hang out for a bit.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so I don't really know what to do for people working with the app. It's a bit of a shame. You might be able to find other ones on the Play Store that'll let you level up for free. At worst, we'll stick with level 1 for folks for now. But I was hoping to try and get to level 3 just because it gives people a few more options if we do run any like small encounters. Let's see. So are you still picking your characteristics, Max?
Yeah, I have picked the personality trait already, and I chose my friends know they can rely on me no matter what.
Awesome.
And I'm still thinking of the 3 other ones still.
That's fair. Well, we know that this is a reliable character then.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm as they would say, I'm the good pirate.
You're the good pirate. All right, Orlando Bloom.
You know, have you ever seen like in those little children's shows when they say, "Remember, kids, a good pirate never steals another person's property." It's like at that point they're not a pirate anymore.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's the definition of being a pirate, but okay. Oh man, what kind of characters have you made before then, Kat?
Hold on. Let me pull one up. All 5E. Let's see. There's the unicorn. That's a sorcerer.
Oh, yes, I forgot you mentioned the unicorn one before. Now I genuinely love you've got a unicorn one. That's brilliant. I absolutely love that. Sorry, go on.
Oh no, I'm just looking for the sheet. There's like 3 of them.
That's fair. Very reasonable price. Yeah, that's why I got it, Jeevious. I did forget that it was paid to level up, but it was like, it doesn't sound like it's changed much. I think I paid $1.99 for it, which, considering how good the app is, It's not it's not riddled with ads, it's not riddled with microtransactions or anything like that. It's just a solid little app that will allow you to make and manage your characters. And for £2, I was more than happy to pay that and support the developer. It's a useful little app. So I'm not going to tell folks they've got to buy it, because at the end of the day, they don't have to. But if they're interested in that kind of app, I can definitely recommend that one. Like I said, I've been using it for years. I should really be making my own character as well, but I'm not quite feeling inspired at the moment. A lot of the characters that I've made over the years have all been to backseat, so I should really mix it up.
So, would you say you've not been amused?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Whoa! You and your puns. To be fair, for a while now, I've been wanting to make a Harengon character. I might make one of those tonight. Pardon?
What?
Harengon, the rabbit folk.
Oh!
I will post a link in the two chats for folks, if folks will take a look. But yeah, I think they're typically from the Feywild. They usually speak Sylvan. But they're like bipedal rabbits, effectively. He's now level 3. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to track abilities. I'm pretty sure it does, at least mine. Do you mean like ability scores or like your character abilities? It does, but I don't think it's necessarily got the most up-to-date of them. I think you've got to swipe to the right, and then you should get like a long text box. It's a little bit awkward. I can't remember off the top of my head. I would have to have a look. But yeah.
I just have to say that I really love the dynamics, like with all the personality traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws. But it's actually a bit challenged because I want to balance them out, because I want to pick one and then another that doesn't stray too far from that, even if I in real life may have another trait that would maybe stray a little bit. So it's like the balance is now kind of like the bit challenging one, but it's also really intriguing.
Yeah, this is why I said earlier, it helps if you've got like a concept to start off with. If you've got like an idea of the kind of character that you want to make, it can make it a little bit easier, particularly when building this part of the character. But as I said, this is like your first time working with it. So this one's more to help you like get a bit of an understanding of like the mechanics and what it's like to build the character for the game. Because at the end of the day, you've made characters for other things like Maximus, Sheila, and so on. It's just understand the more mechanical side of it to enable the game this time around, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Absolutely. So so personality trait I chose my friends know they can rely on me no matter what. And for the ideals I chose the freedom aspect, like C is freedom to go anywhere and to do anything, because I think that really fits like with the kind of like them like romanticized pirate ideal, like the pirate's life is about freedom.
You are literally making Will Turner here, but go on.
Yeah, literally. I was like, this is pure peak Pirates of the Caribbean lore right now. It's like absolutely freedom. But then it's like the bond that is really tough, because it's like many of those I find funny and like relatable. It's like, first of all, in real life, like for that, like I always remember my first ship. Like I get super attached to something that's first, like something that has the reputation of being the first. In real life, yeah, like I build massive kind of like connection and like attachment to that.
Value. So. What's your flaw then?
That's I will get I'll get to that in a moment.
Speaking of, do you start with a ship?
Character. Hang on. I want to type out an answer to Devious, but I'll say now that folks have finished. If you look at your background, Devious, different backgrounds will offer different suggestions for your characteristics, but these are only suggestions. You can absolutely fill out your own. Your characteristics are very much what is like your character like as a person and what are they looking to get out of life, so to speak. So you really don't need to be constrained by that one. Let's see. So next thing, money and beer. Oh, I mean, what more do you need? Funnily enough, when I played with a group with Prof years ago, I played a dwarf fighter who basically he did two things. He drank ale and he fought people. They were the only two things he was good at. Anything else he was shite at. And there was plenty of funny stories as a result, but they make hilarious characters. Okay.
Okay, decided my fault.
Go on. Hit us.
So I'll read the entire thing. So, personality. My friends know they can rely on me no matter what.
Yeah.
Then ideal is freedom. The C is freedom, the freedom to go anywhere and do anything. So it's chaotic. Then bond. I'll always remember my first ship. And then the flaw. I can't help but pocket loose coins and other trinkets I come across because that's literally so me in real life. Whenever whenever
Are you admitting to anything you want to admit to here, Max? Are you admitting to petty crime on stream, Max?
No.
You know the streams are recorded, right, Max?
Yeah. Forever digital footprint. What I meant is that if, for example, if I'm at the beach, if I find like any loose items, like, well, not items, not like anyone's personal belongings, of course, but like any piece of like beautiful rocks, beautiful shells, or something like that, I always pick them, and I like, even if I'm having trouble carrying them, I'll carry them no matter what, because I just randomly like, ooh, that's nice, and I just take it.
Absolutely, yeah, that is absolutely valid.
Of course, if I found someone's expensive Rolex watch or whatever like that, of course I would, go around asking if it's yours, and instead of just like, like whistling around and taking it, no, I don't do that.
Don't worry, I was just winding you up, bud.
No.
Okay.
Considering, Max keeps trying to, catch Lakea, I'm not too far surprised about this.
You know what? He's like admitting to stealing stuff. He's like trying to kidnap Lakea. Like, oh, Max, real nasty pirate work over here.
Trust me, I'm innocent. Trust me. And then Sheila bursts through the door. It's like, oh, so how innocent? It's like,
oh boy.
Also,
okay.
the collecting aspect. It's also really fitting for my Sea of Thieves playthrough, because every now and then when I get a new item, I always keep it around and want to have it like a lore, like new lore developed for it. Like the sword thing I last time did. It's like, it's this random sword drop, and I was like, no, I must have lore for this new sword. I have this sword. I must have lore. I'm like that.
Okay. Ads are going to start in a minute, by the way, folks. So we're going to have a short break when they start. But before we have a short break, the next thing you would typically do is alignment. And I'll be honest, I'm going to skip over this for folks tonight. The reason for this is alignment is one of 9. You've got lawful, neutral, or unlawful. And then you've got good, neutral, and evil. It's basically like a grid, and you can pick with a combo of those. I'm not really a huge fan of that. I will typically select one of them for a character, but it's very high level, and it's hard to really give it enough nuance for most characters, because a lot of characters will be more complex than that. So I tend to skip alignment as DM. I typically only really go for like the good or evil to like more separate the kinds of campaigns. So you wouldn't have an evil character and a good campaign, for example, because typically the alignments of what the character would want, along with what the aims of the campaigns are usually two different things. That's about as far as I go. But so I wouldn't worry about your alignment, Max. We'll skip over that one.
Okay.
And alignments are more for like clerics and paladins anyway.
Yeah, like for those, I'd be maybe talk about it a little bit more, but honestly, I wouldn't worry about it. So before we go for a break, just so that Max can start looking at the next set if he wants, and then for anyone else who's interested, your next one's quite a biggie, Max. You're going to want to pick a class. So, like, are you a fighter that likes to use a variety of different weapons? Or are you a wizard that, like, has a book full of spells and such? How do you want to play the game? So here's a link in the Discord chat if you want to look on there, bud. I'll post it in Twitch chat so folks can take a look as well. And we're going to have a quick break here so I can make another cup of tea and everyone else can run to the toilet or anything like that. And we'll be back in a few moments. we are back. Okay, so Cap has another app for Wolf Warrior that will help him be able to remake his character sheet and level up without paying for anything, which is good. I do quite like the one that we had. I can recommend it, but it does require payment for leveling up characters. So this one Cap's got could be a free alternative if other folks want it as well. I will say there's loads of free tools online. I'm trying to avoid myself tonight to avoid making it too complicated for folks who haven't done this before, but like they can be really useful. So I appreciate you helping Wolf Warrior out with that one, Cap.
Okay, question, Materies.
Yes.
For the classes, with everything I told earlier about my character, what would you recommend the most? Let's say like three. I was thinking about fighter, ranger, or rogue. Which one would you recommend based on what I've earlier said about my character?
Hang on. Let me have a think here. So, are you asking which one do you think would suit your character best, given what you've said, or which one that I think you as a player? So, which one I think your character would suit?
Yes.
Okay. So you said rogue, fighter, or ranger.
Yes.
I would probably avoid ranger on this one. Just because if you're on the seas, not many of the ranger abilities really suit the sea environment as such. So I would avoid that one. Fighter and rogue either or work, but I did mention earlier, rogue has a swashbuckler subclass, which given like the background you've gone for and that, would probably make a lot of sense for your character. I think I can't remember the subclass off the top of my head, but I remember it being quite decent. I know that's what Captain Rigger is. D&D. Let me have a quick look at it. But it sounds. Oh, go on.
Yeah. All right, where are we?
Max was asking about like suggestions for class for his character, and I'm thinking swashbuckler could be good.
What was the rate, or what's the race?
He's gone for tabaxi, and he's gone for a sailor pirate background.
Cap, what did we expect anything different from me?
Yeah, it's Max.
They have fox folk, you know.
Do they?
Do?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's a homebrew, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm trying.
You're not doing homebrew today.
Only because it's the first time for some folks, and I don't want to make it too complicated. Normally, I would be entirely game for homebrew, because I think it's a big part of the creative side of D&D. But it can make it more difficult for people making their first D&D character, which is why I'm trying to ignore the homebrew, right?
Yeah, and I can always later on make either like a new character or change some aspects. But like for this intro, I think I'm still really happy with Tabaxi.
Yeah, if you want a hand, I'm more than happy to help you either convert this character or make another one later on. But for tonight, I'm trying to avoid homebrew just to avoid the complexity. The thing with homebrew is, like, there's some amazing homebrews out there, but there's also some really shit ones out there. Sometimes they're just not very well thought through. Other times they're poorly balanced. Other times you just look at them and it's like, what the fuck was this person smoking? As an example, Tim might remember some of the details a little bit better. But we found a homebrew wizard spell a while ago now. Now, the way the wizard spells work, or the way spells typically work, is you have a certain number of slots at different levels, and you use up those slots in order to cast spells. So when you run out of spell slots, that's it. You can't cast any more spells until you have a break. this spell was basically the wizard equivalent of using a nuclear bomb. And I'm not even joking. The spell literally says you cannot use this spell if you don't have all your spell slots available. That is because this spell uses all your spell slots. And it pretty much will blow up half a city by itself. You just a huge ball of energy, like someone's going Dragon Ball Super Saiyan on you, bursts out of your body, destroying everything in sight. And the higher level you are, the bigger the blast radius and the more damage it does. It's just like, who the hell came up with this crazy idea? It just blows up everything, yourself included.
Wow.
Yeah, so...
And I made the decision, so I'm picking Rogue and then the swashbuckler thing.
Yeah. Good shout. Let's open up Rogue. Could you do me a favor though, Cap? Could you send me a link to the Foxfolk homebrew? Because I'm genuinely curious.
I'll have to try to find it again. I put Raccoon Folk because I played as one of those.
Oh, that's cool. I know I found...
Real quick. Yeah.
I know a while ago I found a wolf race, which I was really happy with, because they're still not playable wolves officially, and it sucks. Like loads of wolf bad guys apparently, but no wolf playable race. Which
yeah, we need justice for the wolf folk.
Absolutely.
Like really,
we absolutely need justice for the wolf folk. You have no idea.
imagine picking a wolf character and making it a ranger. That would be like the peak Materies moment.
I've thought about it, but in the end, I've decided I don't want to make her as a D&D character. Simply...
Like I said, there's always the option of lycanthropy.
No, he's not a werewolf, so it wouldn't work. And the thing is, I'd have to come up with my own subclass to like fit in with Materies' abilities anyway. So it's like I thought about it for a while, ended up deciding against it. Anyways,
at the top of the PDF, on the class and level, do I just write Rogue and this swashbuckler?
Yeah, so at the top, yeah, for your class, just put in Rogue and Swashbuckler. I've put in Rogue for now, because you're not a Swashbuckler yet. The way it works is, for your first couple of levels, you'll get a few abilities from your class, but you typically don't pick your subclass until level 3, which is one of the reasons why we're going to take characters to level 3, but we're still making your character at level 1 first, if that makes sense.
I see. Well, that's perfect.
Yeah, so I've got the page to Rogue. There we go. It's in the Discord chat. Once again, in Twitch chat, if folks want to click on it. Blah, 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 blah. So you get a few things as a Rogue. But the main thing, your main kind of big feature you get as a rogue is you get something called sneak attack, which effectively says if you have advantage when you're attacking someone, which is a mechanic I'll explain later on, advantage basically means you've got a better chance of succeeding at something. If you have that advantage, you get to deal extra damage to the person you're attacking. And it can be like a lot of extra damage. At level 1, you do an extra 1d6. But if you look on the table, you'll see the sneak attack. That's the extra damage you get from the ability. And you can see it goes up fairly quickly as you level up. So it gets a little bonkers.
Nice.
I can give an example of that from my rogue sheet real quick because I'm level 8. Let me pull up my sneak attack.
Yeah, go on.
It's a 46 on attack where you have advantage with another enemy. So if I roll my normal attack, because I have my own rolling thing. Discord. /roll. My normal weapon attack is a 1d4 plus 3 dagger.
Ooh, +3, damn.
Three. And then let's say, then that would be a 5 points of damage. And if I were to get a sneak attack off on that attack, it would be a extra 46 if I roll. / roll 46.
That command in Discord by default?
No, it's on my other channel or other Discord I'm in.
That's fair, because that
We
is...
have a bot set up.
That's completely fair, because that is one of the commands that I will give to Lakea. Like, dice rolling.
So yeah, in the instance where I did a 5 points of damage with one hit, with a sneak attack, I rolled 13 extra points of damage.
So, like, nearly quadrupling, doing nearly quad damage, to use, like, Quake terms. We can go over that again later on, though, if you want, Max.
Sure. I'm just gonna quickly say that I actually find the rogue more and more fitting the more I read into it. For example, how it says that the part of the being rogue is exploiting the foe's kind of like vulnerability and like a moment of like them open like moment to strike, for example, the sneak attack. And that's really fitting for me because if you it was a while since I told this, but for example, with my kind of like a Jedi character, when I have the lightsaber, it's meant for like the defensive maneuvers mostly, and then it's meant for the just right moment to find the vulnerability of the opponent and end the fight quickly with like a sneaky attack. So that's actually really fitting in this regard also.
Absolutely. Like, rogues typically hang out of combat. They're usually further away and they dip in and out, as you say, looking for that opportunity. If you go
That's so fitting for me.
Yeah, if you go for the swashbuckler, they are meant to be a little bit more forward with, like, their combat, but it is still that thing of trying to create openings and going for that advantage, as opposed to just kind of, like, trading blows, which is more your kind of fighter barbarian kind of area.
If I were to describe kind of like my fighting style in this regard, this always works in like almost every game I play where there's any form of combat. It's imagine a furball like fighters forming. I'm always the guy who's kind of like slowly circling at the outer edge, kind of like looking for the opportunity. And then when there's one weak guy either out of like not focusing or distracted, then I kind of like pounce and finish that person off, and then I like jump back into like the circling slowly,
Rogue
like looking for the
definitely your class.
Yeah, like that's me in both in like video games and just like in real life sports too. For example, dodgeball. It was always like I wait. If I was as a kid in dodgeball, I'm in the background dodging attacks, then see if any teammate throws a ball that distracts any opponent, and then I throw mine right after so that they're caught off guard. It's like I'm definitely that type of person.
Oh man. I was gonna say one day we'll get you all on a dodgeball court, but I remembered everyone's in different countries, so never mind. Anyway, ignoring me threatening to beat people up with a set of balls, let's...
Excuse me.
Moving on. So have you got the page open for Rogue then, Matt?
Yes.
Or looking at what I'm looking at right now?
I have them. Yeah, I have the exact same page open. Yes.
Okay, so there's going to be a lot that you'll want to copy down here. Not all of this will necessarily make sense to straight away, but more of it will make more sense as we fill out some of the other areas of your sheet, and then if we get time for you to like explore a bit of combat or whatever. If there's 3 of you, I can easily put on like a small little encounter, and you can give your character a go if you want. So the first thing you'll want to make note of is your hit dice. So you, as a rogue, it's 1d8. So when you level up or like at certain other instances in your game, to decide what your health is, you will roll a certain type of die, and then you add your con modifier. So for rogues, you use your D8. Some classes like Wizard will use a D6. Some like a fighter use a D10. So fighters can typically get more health, but like they're meant to be more upfront. As rogues, yours is D8, so it's a little bit lower, but it's not as low as Wizard.
All right.
So on your character sheet, you'll see on the first sheet in the middle, you'll see hit die. Just type in 1d8 for now.
Okay.
Hit points at first level is typically the maximum of what your die size is. So in this case, 8 plus your con modifier. We've not rolled your ability stats yet, though, so we'll leave your hit points blank until we've rolled your ability points.
Okay.
But every time you level up, so you know, like if we take your character to level 2, your hit points will go up by 1d8 plus your con modifier. That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I'm just still, there's a lot of the terminology and everything I still have to,
Yeah,
like,
don't
kind of like
worry
remember.
about it. It, like I said, it's a lot to take in. It's one of those things where I'd be curious to see what Cap says about this, because like she's more experienced as well. But it's one of those where it makes more sense once you actually start playing. Once you've done a couple more sessions, it's easier to see how, like, understand all the terminology.
All right.
So once you've got those, now we will look at your proficiencies. So you know how I said earlier you've got your proficiency bonus, and when you use something that you're good at, you add your proficiency bonus?
Sorry.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Basically, where it says your weapons, these are the weapons that you're good at. So you can try and use a weapon that's not on this list, and you can still use it, but you're less likely to hit someone with a weapon that you're not proficient in.
Okay.
These are the weapons you are proficient in, meaning you're more likely to hit your target with them.
I think you know exactly which one I'm going for. Now that I've read it completely, I think you know exactly which one I'm going for.
Oh, absolutely. It's worth noting these aren't what you have at the moment, but these are what you're good at. But yeah, like,
Okay.
You can absolutely start with rapier. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, that is an option for you to start with anyway.
Yep.
And
yep.
I would let you
Rapier, my
start with
beloved.
rapier.
Rapier, my beloved.
Exactly. So on your character sheet again, in the bottom left of the top sheet, make note of your weapon proficiencies and your armor proficiencies. Also your tool proficiency. You're proficient with thieves tool, which means you're better at using thieves tools for like picking locks and stuff like that.
Can you quickly show it again? Which point was it in the PDF?
On your character sheet, on the top sheet, sheet 1, in
Yes.
the bottom left, other
Bottom left.
proficiencies and languages.
Okay, perfect.
Yep, so you want in there your armor, weapons, and tools.
Okay. Armor, weapons, and tools.
Yep. You can only wear light armor. You can't wear medium or heavy, unfortunately. But like
that suits me.
Yeah. It's typical for your class. You wouldn't usually see a thief wearing like chainmail armor anyway.
Once again, this fits my playstyle because whenever it's a choice, I usually go for the sort of quote-unquote nimble loadout where there's quite little armor, but it enhances maneuverability and speed, if you know what I mean. It's like, it really fits me again. So.
That's the advantage of light armor. You're not as weighed down and such. The way the armor works as well is light armor gives you less armor class than heavy armor, but your dexterity, which is like how fast can your character move and how flexible you are, you can add your dex modifier to your armor class if you're wearing light armor. You can't do that if you're wearing heavy armor. So, for example, Looping in his campaign has studied leather armor, which only has like 12 AC as a base, but he has +5 dexterity. So his armor class is actually 17, which is higher than like chainmail will give you, which is a heavy armor, because of his dex bonus, if that makes sense.
That's how my rogue is set up too, since my base, I think it's also 12 as my base armor class, but because I have a dexterity and a dexterity bonus, I have a 17 armor class.
Yeah, so that's what you're gonna get here, Max. Like, your character will be similar to mine and Cap's, where your armor might not give you much protection, but your character's ability to move will increase your armor class. If that makes sense.
And that suits me wonderfully.
Gameplay wise, like, just imagine that instead of your character being like super tough and just like the arrows bounce off of his glorious chest, your character's like the equivalent of dodging.
Literally.
Nice.
Yeah, literally. So,
That was a good description. The glorious.
I love the description of the arrows bounce off your chest. It is accurate though. Have you made note of your proficiencies then?
Proficiency. So I made armor, weapons, and tools, but I'm not yet about the saving throws and skills.
No, that's fine. Just do armor, weapons, and tools for the first bit. So you've got those now?
Yes.
So next is your saving throws. So if you go back to your character sheet, and then on the first sheet in the top left, you'll see a small box that says saving throws.
Yep.
So these are how well does your character react? At certain points in the game, your character might have to make reaction. For example, if you step on a trap, your character might make a dexterity saving throw to try and dodge that trap. So, like, your constitution saving throw might be how well do you resist the poison. A strength saving throw might be if someone tries to push you over, how well do you manage to stop them pushing you over. Because you are a rogue, you are proficient in your dex and intelligence saving throw. So on your character sheet, you should be able to just check the intelligence and dex saving throw.
Checked. And the dexterity definitely fits me. Not sure about like the intelligence.
I'm not going to pass comment. We're going to move on.
Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. You know what?
Screw
you know
you,
what?
Materies. Screw you.
No, just for that one.
I might be caught in a net, but I'm laughing while I'm hanging here.
Screw you. That makes it worse for me. You're rubbing salt in my wound right now.
Oh man, I'm taking the looping approach. Okay, so then the last bit for this section is your skills. You get to choose 4 more skills from this list that's in front of you. Bear in mind that you already have proficiency. Damn it, Jade! Really?
Thank you, Jade. Thank you.
Dang it! Oh.
W, Jade.
So yeah, you get to pick 4 more skills you're proficient in from the list in front of you, but bear in mind you're already proficient in some of them, like stealth, so there's no point in you picking stealth again. So like, go for skills that you haven't already got proficient in from that list.
Okay. So, okay, well, for one, I think acrobatics is one that I'm picking.
Acrobatics, if you're trying to steal things, I would go for sleight of hand, because that means you can try and do it without people noticing, like when you're pocketing little bits of jewelry. Proficiency in damage. I love that. What a phrase. How are you doing anyway, Jade? Hope you're keeping well. So yeah,
I'm once again getting the when you said about the like pocketing. I'm like, remember, a good pirate never steals anyone's property. So at the very least, acrobatics. But I'll have a look at the other one. Think about them.
Sleight of hand is like I said, what I would recommend, but don't feel like you have to. Persuasion, maybe if you're quite persuasive as a character. Deception, how good are you at lying? If you wanted to go intimidation, swashbucklers, if I remember right, do lean into like some of the more charismatic side of things. Let's have a look. Wow, yeah, literally. Wow, you get a bonus to initiative roll. Oh. Wow, Vegas Audacities. Cool stuff there.
And did I already have bonus points or like high points on perception, if I recall right?
Yeah, you're already proficient in perception. So you should have checked the like little circle in your skills box for that one. So pick 4 more from that list that you've not already got. Check, then check them on your sheet, and if you let me know you've done that, I might actually start making another character while I'm at it. While I wait for you to do that. I'm gonna make a Harengon. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but I am gonna make another Harengon. Okay,
so I take acrobatics, persuasion. Then there was the sleight of hand, but then the 4th one I'm still thinking.
Yeah.
Are you planning to be a guardian of a cave there, Materies?
A cave? What makes you say a cave?
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Of course.
Yeah, look out, knights. Tear you all apart limb from limb. Yeah, I will admit, the idea of a Harengon fighter, I can't help but think that would be kind of cute.
So I picked the acrobatics, persuasion, sleight of hand, and also performance.
Yeah, they work. So have you got them checked off on your character sheet?
Yes.
Awesome. So we will fill in numbers for all of this, but that waits until after we've done your ability rolls. So don't worry about that bit yet. So that's your proficiencies. Next is your starting equipment. So it basically gives you a choice of A or B on each of those 4 points, and you get to decide which of those you want to start with for each one. So you can start with a rapier or short sword. No points for guessing what you're going to start with. Rapier, I'm assuming.
Wink, wink, wink.
A short bow and quiver with 20 arrows, or a short sword. Then you can start with either a burglar's pack, a dungeoneer's pack, or an explorer's pack. And I'll have to have a quick Google because I can never remember what's in each of these packs. And then you also start with leather armor, 2 daggers, and a set of thieves' tools.
Well, first of all, we already know rapier, but the other one, so I'm a bit confused here. So there's like these 4 rows. So do I choose like one of each and one like
from
A,
each
B?
row.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Burglar's pack, dungeoneer's pack.
Well, it's interesting because like rapiers in. Sorry, did Wolf say something? Sorry.
One pack does give you. I believe one pack does give you free rope, if I'm not mistaken.
I think most
okay.
contain rope. Yeah, I'm pretty sure every single pack contains a length of rope, so I wouldn't worry about that. You also already have a set of rope from your background, so you're not going to be short on that. What were you going to say, Max?
Yeah, I was just saying that in real life, this once again kind of ties to my like my theme is So in real life, rapiers were oftentimes used dual wielded with a dagger or another shorter blade. And so that fits with the theme that say that you do a jab with the rapier. You can maybe do a little bit of a misleading jab, and then you can do a quick kind of like misleading strike with the dagger.
I would have to go back and check, but I'm pretty sure historically, most of the deaths were from the dagger attacks as opposed to the rapiers. I believe
that's absolutely
rapiers,
true.
Yeah, the rapiers were there as effectively a threat designed for reach, but you would be aiming to entangle the rapier in a block or a bind, and then getting close with the dagger because you could have more precision with the dagger to cut at vital areas like the throat or whatever.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, because in those cases when there was dual wielding dagger and a rapier, again, the fight most often, again, because with rapier you lunge, you jab, so that it would become forcefully a very close quarters combat. And then in that situation, if you're literally hugging your enemy, you can't maneuver with the rapier anymore, so that's where the dagger comes in.
Yeah, that's when you get into close quarters.
Yeah. Imagine just hugging your, like I was saying, hugging your
that's a genuine thing. We used to call them struggle cuddles back at HEMA. You didn't get them as often in Longsword, but it could very much happen because you had like long play, middle play, and close play, which would vary dependent on the type of fighter you were. With my fighting style, was more long play, so I would tend to be more at a distance, fight at a reach, because I've got long arms. I could often hit people when they couldn't hit me. But some people prefer close quarters. And when you're in close quarters, it can be quite easy to end up in just a grab. And as I said, we would call it a struggle cuddle, where you're basically just wrestling each other standing up. We would normally call halt there for safety reasons, but usually, historically speaking, you would both end up on the floor, and if you would usually have daggers on your belts, and they would just resort in you stabbing each other. So they weren't typically a great position to be in for either fighter, because it usually resulted in both of you dying. Anyway,
yeah, I can imagine that.
So now you've got to decide what kind of bag you want, Max.
So equipment. So okay, a rapier, and then from the second row, I take the short bow.
Yeah,
and the arrows.
Make note of this in your equipment box. That's on the
equipment.
Yeah, so it's on the first sheet again, down at the bottom in the middle.
Okay.
So everything you pick, make note of it in there. So you've got the rapier, and you've got the, did you say the short bow or the short sword?
Yeah, the short bow.
Yep, so make note of that. And then you've got the packs. So they all have a length of rope, and they all have 10 days of rations in. But then they've got other different bits in as well, and that can be useful. So for example, the burglar's pack has like candles, crowbar, hammer, pitons, stuff to basically help you steal things. Explorer's pack is a bit more general, bedroll, mess kit, nothing overly useful, some torches. Dungeoneer's pack, basically the same shit again, just a few more of everything. It's up to you which one you want. I'd go for the burglar's pack myself, but it's just got the most shit in.
Well, I'll go with it. Just has a lot of shit. Okay, no, that's a good. Nothing more said. I'll take that then.
Yeah. And what was it you needed after? Oh, and then your last one is leather armor, 2 daggers, and a set of feet. Oh, see what for it.
Well, okay, leather armor is visually really good looking. I have to say that one. I like leather armor.
It's a cool aesthetic, isn't it? It does look cool.
Yeah, absolutely. But the 2 daggers, like, oh, that's like, again, the dagger rapier.
This one's not a choice. This you just get. So the first 3 rows, you can see it was A and B, or A, B, and C. This one,
I see.
You just get all of those.
Oh, nice. Of course. Okay.
So just make note of all of those in your thing. And then we
Yep.
get on to the more fun stuff. This is like your actual class abilities you get for being a rogue.
Nice.
So the first one you get is expertise. So you get to pick 2 of the skills that you're proficient in, and you are now an expert in those skills. So what this means is, you know how I said earlier, when you if you're proficient in a skill, you add your proficiency bonus to any rolls you make? Well, if you're an expert, you get to double your proficiency bonus in that skill.
Nice.
Yeah. It is very nice. So basically pick 2 skills that you want to be like an expert in. It has to be a skill that you're already proficient in. And then just make note of like in your features box, just make note of expert and the 2 skills you're an expert in. Welcome back, Bud. Good to see you, Genius.
So features and traits, I can make a new part there about like expertise in, and then 2.
Yeah, just so that you know which one you're an expert in. No worries. At the end of the day, Genius, you're more than welcome to jump in and out as and when you need to. I hope everything's okay, bud.
Expertise in there's so many choices.
Yeah. It is a little bit of choice paralysis when you do your first character.
Forgive me for making this joke, but I think that if I'm looking at my skills list and what should be made to be expertise in,
Yeah.
I am having a thought of Sheila telling me, why not pick the performance?
I mean, if you want to be an expert in performance, it's your choice. I'm not going to question it. My wife got home. No worries, bud. It sucks when you've got to pretend to be an adult for a bit, but it can't be helped sometimes.
So, quick question again. What was the difference between acrobatics and athletics?
So athletics is strength based. Acrobatics is dexterity based. So they use different ability points. But they also are slightly different in what you might be doing. So for example, if you're trying to do a let's say you're trying to do a straight long jump, that is most likely I will ask you to do an athletics roll because that's more strength based. But let's say you want to try and jump out of a tree and land without hurting yourself, I would say that would be more acrobatics because like you've got to be able to land carefully. Like that's more control and flexibility, if that makes sense. They're 2 quite similar skills, but there are important differences. Jeevius said you should go for both. I think he's got both, Jeevius. We're looking at what skills he wants to be an expert in right now.
I chose expertise in acrobatics and performance.
I'm not going to ask who you're performing for. Right, anyway. That's your main one for those.
Yeah, I can just imagine my character being like super duper hyper maneuverable, like making all the biggest like jumps in between the battlefield and like flips and spins.
Looping has genuinely done this. There's an item in the game called the Rope of Entanglement. Now, the way you're meant to use this rope is you throw it at someone, you speak the command word, and they have to make an acrobatics, a dexterity saving throw, and if they fail it, the rope basically wraps around them and ties them up. Looping doesn't use it this way, partly because every time he's tried using it that way, it's never fucking worked. What he does instead is he throws it, but he keeps hold of one end, and then he swings across like banisters and stuff like that. So he uses the rope more to move around like Spider-Man than to try and catch folks. The first time I suggested that to my DM, the look on her face was priceless.
I also now remember back in the time when I was quite like not early. I was quite new still to the Woodland Rangers community. Back when we were like first time making like the kind of like the jokes about like the alternate universe between Looping and Maximus like interactions, that you said to me that Looping would use that on Maximus, like that absolutely like.
So one of the reasons I love playing Looping is and it's one of the reasons why I fell in love with him first time I played him, is the creativity that I get in terms of using items and addressing problems. So like he does do stupid things, and yeah, he acts daft and so on. But 9 times out of 10, the silly ideas he gets aren't that silly. They're more eccentric, but they typically work. Sometimes they do fail, and they have failed badly at times, and it has bit him in the ass. But typically they work out pretty well. Typically, not always.
Emphasizing typically.
Well, I'm sure my DM would love to tell you about some of Looping's cock-ups. He's been a thorn in her side before now. So that's your expertise. If you were to go up to level 6, you get 2 more skills that you're get to be an expert in. But we're not going to level 6. We're only level 1 at the moment. We might go to level 3, or I might say we'll keep you at level 1 and then do a quick encounter for you if you want. Just so that you get a bit of an idea what some of this looks like. And then Cap, if you've got like a level 1 character as well, you can join in for that.
I think I have a level 1 made.
Yeah, have a look. If not, you could probably throw one together fairly quick. Up to you.
Yeah, like a character generator.
Yeah. That sound good for you, Max?
Absolutely.
Okay. The one shouldn't dump whiz as a monk. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend that. You'd also be welcome to join in for that encounter if you want, Jeevious, but no worries if not. I appreciate you've got stuff going on by the sounds of it. So that's your expertise. Another ability you get level 1 max is your sneak attack. This is the thing we mentioned earlier. So effectively, if you have advantage, if you attack an enemy and you've got advantage on them, or that enemy is fighting another person that's next to him, then you get to use your sneak attack, which is, as Cap said earlier, like extra damage on your attack. So if you just put in your features table sneak attack 1d6 for now, when we get to the fight, we'll walk you through how that works in a little more detail, because it'll probably be easier to walk you through that once you're in the fight.
Sneak attack 1d6.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
No thanks, only here to listen. No worries, but not a problem. That is completely fair. So that's your sneak attack. Another thing you get as a rogue, you get quite a lot as a level 1 rogue, now that I'm thinking about it, is Thieves' Can't. Thieves' Can't effectively is a language that only rogues and thieves and other people from like the underbelly of cities and that, from like the black market, can understand. You can leave like coded symbols scratched into walls and doors and stuff like that, that other like thieves and stuff can understand. Yeah, it's quite a cool ability. Just stick that, like copy that into your traits box once again. It's one of those where you won't necessarily, you typically don't need to use it very often in a D&D campaign, but when you do use it, it's really fucking useful, like holy shit.
So copying Thieves' Can't into the features and traits.
Yeah. Typically it would be used by thieves. It can be used in a number of situations. But for example, like thieves that like live in a city would often leave little marks on the doors of nobles to say like one symbol would be used to say this house doesn't have very good guards but has really good loot. Good choice to like loot. Or maybe do not loot this house, danger, bad target to steal from, things like that. It is worth noting that if you want to send like longer complex messages, it typically takes 4 times longer, I think it was, to do it in Thieves' Cant than like normal common, but you can still like give a normal message.
Okay.
You got that noted?
Oh, there's a problem copying it. Just a second.
No worries. While you do that, I will quickly 2 characters level.
Oh, did my entire thing just crash? Oh no, hold on. Okay, it's alive. Sorry, I thought for a moment.
That'd be pretty gutting.
I have been saving every few seconds, so that's lucky, but still. But it's definitely. I tried to copy the entire text, and it's somehow. Oh shit, this is slow. I don't know what happened to my PC. Everything is so slow right now. Okay, let me try it again. Let me try again.
What? Just Windows doing Windows stuff, it would not surprise me. Windows absolutely switch to Linux.
Okay, for whatever reason, it refuses to copy and paste the entire text. It just ends at a random point.
I mean, for now, if you just type in Thieves' Cant, you can always finish typing it up later on.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because, yeah, if I try to copy it entirely, first of all, it doesn't copy it, and second of all, my system starts having seizures for whatever reason.
Yeah, that is completely fair. Kind of wishing I had a level 1 character go into this. Right. So
okay,
that's...
Thieves' Cant.
Yeah, you got that?
Yep, and I hope that my accent doesn't make it sound like I'm saying thieves cunt. so sorry about that.
I didn't even notice until you said that. Oh. So that's everything you get from your class for now as level 1. So now that you've made note of that, now we get to we bring in the dice basically. We generate your ability scores, and then we start getting to fill in the actual numbers for how good your character is, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Now, there's a number of different ways you can do ability scores. I'm going to go with the generous way, or the fun generous way of rolling dice. Usually, when you roll dice for each ability score, you'll roll 4d6 and then drop the lowest. To be a bit more fun, I will sometimes let players roll 5d6 and drop the 2 lowest, which just raises the average a little bit more. So we'll probably go with that for you on this case. So what you want to do is, I think I've already put a link to it in chat. I'll put a link to Dice Roller again. Here we go.
Right? And I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 tabs open right now.
Yeah, you'll typically end up with a lot of tabs open when making your D&D characters. I end up with so many, like typically. You should see me while I'm trying to like write out stuff for the D&D stories and stuff like that. I'll have half a dozen Word documents, like 24 tabs open, and devious. Dare I ask?
GVS, how about 26 tabs?
Oh no, do we need to make... Right, okay, we're moving on.
We're
I don't even
skipping.
want to know,
Ignore what
Genius.
I said,
don't
we're
want to
moving on.
know. I don't want to know why you had that many. Your poor PC, I hope that wasn't Google Chrome.
104? What?
Anyway, moving back to the dice.
Yeah, okay, move on. Move along.
Have you got the dice roller open?
Yep, I have it.
So, if you set the dice to a D6, you can do this by clicking where it says D4 and selecting D6.
Okay, and it's actually... wait, it's already on D6 for me.
Oh, that's fine. And then to the left of that, you'll see it says 1. If you click on the up arrow to set that to 5, work stuff. That is very fair, actually.
Quick thing, you have a lot more going on your screen than I do. You have many boxes.
I opened these manually. I added these myself.
Okay.
If you click the plus button, it
Yeah. I see. Okay. So I have now 2 boxes, and both of them say 1d6 plus 0.
Yeah, so on one of them, if you go where it says the 1, you'll get a couple of arrows. If you press the up arrow till it says 5. And what that means is it'll roll 5d6 for you. And you're going to want a little notepad for this one.
Probably. So wait, I have number 1 there right now. Do I put it to 5 or?
Yes, so you want it to say 5d6 like mine does.
Okay. Yes, now it's 5d6.
So what this means is if you hit roll now, it'll roll 5d6 and give you 5 numbers. Ignore the total. You just want 5 numbers. Ignore the 2 lowest and note down the 3 highest. So you can see here, I've got 1, 2 2s, 3 and 4. So I would ignore the 1 and 1 of the 2s, and I would just make note of 2, 3 and 4. And you want to do this 6 times, so you end up with 6 sets of numbers. So like on the second one, I would take 3, 4, 4, ignoring the 2 lowest.
Interesting, because you know what my first roll got me?
Go on.
3, 3, 1, 3, 3.
Yeah, you will end up with that sometimes. This is the downside to rolling. Sometimes you get incredible numbers. Sometimes you get awful numbers. I remember Tim rolling up a character once. He genuinely did this in front of me, but he managed to get pretty much only 5s and 6s on all his dice rolls, and he got almost the theoretical maximum you could get. It was insane. I had to step in as DM and nerf his character, which I don't typically do. But he just got that lucky. It was like, no, we cannot be allowing this.
So the 3 highest numbers now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I rolled again. I have the second. Is it okay if I tell what I got from the second roll?
Tell. You can share your screen as well. Like, people won't be able to see it on the screen, but you're effectively wanting 6 sets of numbers, each set being a set of 3 numbers.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so now I got 3, 6, 1, 4, 2. So I note down 6, 4, and 3.
Yes, 6, 4, and 3.
Okay, perfect. And then I roll again.
Yep. So you, as I said, you will do it 6 times. I never simply click a link. I always open you. Yeah, I can get that, because if it's work stuff, you never know if you will go back to reference stuff and things like that. Like, obviously your job's different to mine, but I know that's definitely the case with mine. Oh, you end up down some deep rabbit holes in software engineering sometimes.
And then for the third roll, so I note down 5, 5, 4, and then for the fourth one, 6, 6, 4.
6, 6, 4. That's a pretty solid one.
Nice. And then from the fifth one, 6, 6, 4 again. Nice.
Yeah. You do it 6
And then-
times as well, just so that.
Yeah, and then from the final one, 5, 4, 3. Okay.
Okay. And let me do it as well, so I can like show on screen what we're doing.
Perfect.
5, 6, 4. That's a 1. Four, 5. 5, 5. So you should end up with something a little like this then. Like you might have written it out differently.
Yeah.
Okay. One troubleshooting session can easily turn into... Yeah. And then you don't close the tabs afterwards, so it just adds up over time. So now you want to add each of the rows together. So like my top row 2, 3, and 4 would be 9. My second row is 11, and just work your way down, adding all the numbers together.
Okay.
Wow, if this was my actual character, I would be a little unhappy with those. This is with roll 5 drop 2. Wow. That is a little unfortunate.
Okay, add it all.
Okay. So these are effectively the numbers that you're going to use for your ability scores. So you know how we said earlier you've got your strength, your dexterity, intelligence, all of that?
Yep.
These numbers are going to define how strong your character is, how intelligent your character is, stuff like that. As you're a rogue looking to be a swashbuckler, you probably want to have your highest stat in dexterity, and then probably followed by like intelligence and charisma would be your next two. And then something like strength is not going to be as important. But ultimately, it's up to you. You could decide that you want to be a pretty crap pirate.
All right. So again, like my two highest numbers for the fourth and fifth row, which I got 16 from both of them.
Yep. So you might decide that you want like 16 in dex and a 16 in charisma, for example. So if you label on your in your like notes, make note of what ability you want or what score you want for each ability.
Perfect.
Now, if you remember when we picked your race, you got to add some bonuses to your ability scores. So, as Tabaxi, you can pick one of those scores and increase it by 2. And then you can pick another score and increase it by 1 if you wish.
All right.
So say like your... So I assume you've put one of the 16s as dexterity.
Yeah, one 16 is dexterity. And I just checked again that I had the hold on. Sorry, I'm a bit lost. So again, like in the... so in the skills, yes. Yeah, stealth, sleight of hand, persuasion,
Don't worry about skills. Ignore skills.
And where was I supposed to be? In the saving throws or...
This is your abilities. So
abilities. So...
Your strength, dex, your charisma. Where have you made note of like your numbers?
Sorry. Yeah, sorry, on the right. Sorry, left, on the left.
On the left. Don't fill it in just yet though. Have you got like a notepad or anything where you've filled in your numbers that you added together?
Yeah, I have on my phone a notepad, and I've put on I I put 16 and I noted dexterity and the other 16 as charisma for now.
That's
for
fine.
now.
Have you put like for your other 4? Have you put in like strength, constitution?
Not yet, but I will be. I can do it now.
Yeah, so you want to do that. Each one of those numbers represents one of those ability points.
I see. If my after the 16s, if my highest is 14, what would you recommend personally?
What did you put in for the other 2? Were they dexterity and charisma?
Yes.
I would put the 14 in intelligence because that's a pretty big one for a rogue.
Okay, I put that one in.
And then I would probably follow that up with constitution. Because constitution will help define your health. That's not a huge important one for a rogue, but it's typically not one you want to have as your dump stat.
Okay, so then it's 13 for constitution.
Yeah, and then wisdom and strength are less important. I would put your lowest one in strength. Because
okay, so it's 9 strength.
Yeah, because unfortunately with a 9, that will give you a negative modifier on your strength.
Okay.
But we'll get to that in a moment. So now that you've aligned each of those, you can pick one of those abilities and increase it by 2, and another one and to increase by 1. This is from your Tabaxi race, if you remember, way back when we started.
Nice.
So
okay.
Typically, it's worth going for your main abilities. So that would be like your dex, I would increase by 2. And then either your charisma or your intelligence increase by 1. It's up to you, though.
I was thinking the exact same. So, also like dexterity plus 2, charisma plus 2, and then intelligence plus 2. Plus 1, sorry. Dexterity plus 2, charisma plus 1, intelligence plus 1.
No. So you're adding it on top of what you've already got. So if you've got like a 16 for your dexterity, it now goes to 18.
Okay.
As Jeevius has just said, though, you typically... I was going to get to that in a minute, but he's absolutely right. Ideally, try and keep those numbers even, and that will make sense as to why in a moment. But
okay.
Yeah.
And if I had added plus 2 to the dexterity, it's now 18. So if I added then the plus 1 to charisma, right? So was it correct?
Yeah.
So then it's but then it becomes an odd number. If it's like
it's fine. It's fine as an odd number. Tell you what, leave it as an odd number for now. We'll move on to what the next bit is, and then you can always change it if you want to once you understand why we mentioned about the even number. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
Okay. So now that you've done that, I'm posting a link in the Discord. Post it in Twitch chat as well. Before I click something. If you open that link and scroll down to ability scores and modifiers, you'll see quite a tall but thin table that says score and modifier there.
Yep.
So effectively, your ability score is the number, but the modifier is what you'll use for your rolls and such. So say that 18 in your dex, if you say make an acrobatics roll, you would roll a d20 and then you would add a +4 for your dex modifier because you've got 18 dex, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But your strength, because you have 9 strength, if you roll athletics, you would take away 1 from your roll because you have a negative modifier.
All right.
So on your character sheet, on the far left, on the top page, you'll see your ability boxes: strength, dexterity, constitution.
Yep.
Fill in your scores. So you're 18, you're 16, you're 15, or whatever it was. And then put in next to it the modifier you get for each score. So like your strength will be a -1, your dexterity will be +4. I've played BG3, it's basically a D&D Pro. Absolutely, you'll know exactly what you're doing. Genuinely, Baldur's Gate 3 does a really good job of sticking with mostly core 5e mechanics. It's built on 5th edition at the end of the day. I think they've changed a few things for it to work a bit better on PC. But that's fair. They're trying to take a tabletop game to make it work on PC. There's always going to be some things you tweak to try and make for a better player experience. But fundamentally, it's the same mechanics.
Okay, so the modifiers I type in right after the
Yeah, so if you see like the little smaller circles, you can type them in there. So like that first one for your strength.
I see.
Yeah,
okay,
so like your strength
okay.
there will be -1.
I see. Okay. I'll fill this up real quick.
Yeah. So you're quite dexterous, but you're a little on the weak side, which is quite funny because I'm pretty sure Captain Rigor in his player character sheet is the same. In fact, I think Loose Strings is actually one of the worst. Let me have a look at her. I'm pretty sure she's got like a 5 in strength. I rolled really badly for her strength when I made her character sheet. Hang on. Character. Yeah, here we go. Like, really dexterous and like quite intelligent and charismatic. But she is weak as fuck. Like, that's why in the third story when Delmore captures her in a webbing, that magic web spell, she's basically not going anywhere. I'm pretty sure I did a YouTube short on it as well, but I'd have to like go back and look.
Okay. So now I've filled my stuff up. So strength is 9 and -1.
Yeah.
Then dexterity is 18 plus 4.
Yeah.
Constitution is 13 plus 1. Intelligence is 14 plus 2.
Yeah.
Wisdom is 12 plus 1. And charisma is 17 plus 3.
Yeah. So this is why Jeevius said you want to try and aim for the even numbers. Because if you look on the table, you can see the even numbers are when you get the next step up in your modifier.
I see. Maybe I should have upped the constitution. No, I'll do it another date. I think I'm good with this right now. What I have right now.
That's completely fine. Like, you've got it filled out. That's why I was going to come to that next. So that you understood the reasoning why about the even numbers. But again, this is your first time making a character, so don't worry about it. It does take a little bit of getting used to. So now, all we've got left to do is filling the numbers for your character. So, pardon me, your skills, for example. Tara, are you okay if I share your share screen? Are you okay if I show it on stream at all?
Absolutely, go ahead.
Okay, here we go. I've just realised I'd always show off. Right, okay, so everyone else can see now. So your skills box, you know, that's just to the right of your abilities.
Yep.
We can start filling that in now. So your acrobatics, for example, were you an expert in that or proficient?
I think it was. I think it was expertise. Yeah, expertise.
Okay, so your acrobatics, you can see just next to where it says acrobatics to the right, it says dex. This means it uses your dex modifier. So you take your dex modifier of +4, and you add double your proficiency bonus of 2. So you get a +8 to acrobatics, which, holy shit, that's a lot for level 1.
Okay, so do I type it in there?
+8. So this means, say you jump out of the tree and I ask you for an acrobatics roll for you to land well. You would roll a d20, and then you would add your modifier for acrobatics to your roll, and then you would give that total to me as the DM. and I would tell you how well you've done based on that roll.
Okay, and I just love how GBS is like gonna fly around.
Yeah, because +8 is actually really good for level 1. That's kind of nuts. So next up is animal handling. I can't quite read all the text on the share screen, but basically go through and fill through. So next up is animal handling. That's wisdom, I think. You're not proficient in it, so it's just your raw wisdom modifier of +1.
Okay, +1. Okay.
Next one is arcana. So what do you reckon that's gonna be?
That's the intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just plus. No, was I? Hold
You're
on.
not proficient.
No, so it's just +2.
Yeah. It is absolutely insane, GVS. It's nuts. Athletics. You're not an expert in this, but you are proficient. So, what do you reckon that's going to put you as?
What did you have to do in this situation? So sorry.
No worries. This is why I'm asking. I'm not asking because I'm expecting you to know. I'm asking so because it gives you a chance to like learn it as you go.
Yeah.
So if you look just to the right of where it says acrobatics, you can see what ability score, which ability it uses.
So it's strength.
Yeah. So you want
just -1 or.
It would be -1, but you're proficient, so you can add your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so it's then +2, so it becomes 1.
Yes.
I see.
And then deception is charisma, so that's going to be +3 because you're not proficient.
I see.
History is intelligence, so that's +2.
Got it.
Insight is charisma, so that's +3.
But is it inside wisdom?
Oh, is it wisdom? Oh, it's wisdom, sorry, so that's +1.
Okay.
Sorry, I was trying to go off memory there because I can't quite read the text.
Don't worry. I wish I could zoom this.
If you hold control and zoom and mouse scroll.
Ah, it works. Yes.
There you go. So yeah, just keep going down there. Intimidation is charisma. That's +3. Investigation is intelligence, so +2. Medicine is wisdom, so that's +1. Nature is intelligence, so that's +2. Perception, I don't think you chose this for expertise, did you? Let's scroll down a bit.
Acrobatics and performance.
Yeah,
no.
so you're proficient, so that is gonna be it's wisdom. +3.
+3.
Performance is gonna be
And that was in expertise.
No, you're not an expert in. Oh yeah, performance you are.
Yes.
So that's +3, +7 for performance.
Man, Sheila's gonna be happy tonight. Sorry. Sorry.
Trust me,
Sorry.
it's pretty typical. Different groups play different ways, and I've seen some very interesting groups. Let's put it that way.
It's all. Remember, none of this is pure real life canon. It's all in me head. It's all in me head.
I'm not sure you're helping your case with that statement, but
I just realized I made it much worse.
yeah, you have. Persuasion is charisma, so that's +3. Religion is intelligence, so +2. Sleight of hand, it will be +6. Stealth will also be +6. And survival, whiz is +1. And then you've got your passive perception in the just below that. That's going to be 13. Passive perception is like how aware are you of your surroundings, just generally.
Is it plus 13 or just 13?
No, just 13.
Okay.
So if let's say I, as a DM, am trying to roll for an NPC to sneak past you, they will roll a stealth roll against your passive perception. So the higher your passive perception, the harder it is for someone else to sneak past you or to pick your own pocket.
Okay.
So let's see. So if you scroll up, we can sort out a few other bits now. So your hit points, you're a rogue, so you use a d8, so it's going to be 8 plus your con. You've got +1, so you start with 9 hit points.
All
So
right.
if you put like 9s out of 9, just there you go. Your armor class, you've got leather armor, which gives you 11 as a base, but then you can add your dex modifier to that, so you've got 15 armor.
All right.
Then your initiative, when you get into a fight, I as DM would say roll initiative, which then determines the fight order. So that is your dex modifier, so +4.
All right.
Okay. And then the last bit for us to do for now, if you scroll down a little bit, is your attacks and spellcasting. So you've got a rapier, the short bow, and short sword. So in the name box, if you type in rapier, for example,
sorry.
just
here.
there, yeah. So let's say you want to attack me with your rapier. You'll first up make an attack roll to see if you hit me, and if you do hit me, you will then roll for damage. So for a rapier, your attack bonus is your dex modifier plus your proficiency bonus. So that's going to be +6 at the moment.
All right.
So that means if you want to attack me, you'll roll a d20, you'll add 6 to it, and if that total is equal to or greater than my armor class, you've hit me and you're going to hurt me. So you would then
Okay.
roll for damage, which for the rapier is 1d6.
Okay. Do I type 1d6 here?
Yeah, 1d6 plus your dex modifier, which is +4. There you go.
All right.
Short sword is the same. So just type in short sword, attack bonus, damage. And then, funnily enough, short bow is also the same, actually.
So wait, did I type the same numbers?
Yep, same numbers.
Okay.
The only real difference between your weapons here is your rapier will do slashing damage. Your short sword and your short bow do piercing damage. But for the most part, at least at the start of the game, that's not going to make any difference.
Okay. Sorry. What was the final one? Sorry.
Short bow. Oh, don't apologize.
Short bow.
I know this is a lot of information, so don't worry about it. Cap, did you find a level 1 character?
Yeah, I have it ready.
Awesome. Right. Could you do me a favor then? And give me their name and their hit points and armor class?
I can just send you the sheet.
Can do. And I'll set up a brief little encounter. More for Max's benefit, but then you get to join in as well if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Welcome to your first character, Max. You're all done.
Thank you. It's interesting, and I'm both really excited and also really nervous.
Don't worry. It's your first time. As I said, it's a lot of information. It's one of those where after you've played a couple of sessions, it starts to make more sense. I'll run a small little fight for you and Kat now, and I'll give a bit of a description as to what's going on in that. It's not going to be anything major. This is more to give you a chance of what the game's like and get to use your character a little bit to play around with. How do I calculate AC in usual circumstances? So it depends on what type of armor you've got, Jeevius. Depends on if you're wearing light armor, medium armor, or heavy armor. If you have heavy armor, nothing. Oh, you're playing with a monk, aren't you? So a monk, your base AC is 10. That is like the base. You add your dex modifier. But as monk, I believe you also get to add your wisdom modifier as well, because you're not wearing armor. I can't remember the specifics. If you add Tim in the Discord, he will very quickly help you. But I'm pretty sure yours will be 10 plus your dex modifier plus your wisdom modifier. Let's see. Have a quick look at cap stuff. You need... we've forgotten the most important bit of your character, actually, Max.
Oh.
What's your character name?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I don't think it should be just... I want to make a new name, like actual new character, new name.
Yeah, do you want to... Shall we use Max for now, just for the sake of this in character, for this fight? And then you can, like, change it later on if you want.
Let's make it a bit more formal. Let's use the original, what's the name is based on. So let's put Maximilian, since that's the original.
That is very much a D&D-esque name. Let's see, 10 hit points for Cap, and 15 is... That's that been. Ooh, elf. Cleric. Hell yeah. That's gonna be useful. I might throw in an extra bandit if you're playing. Oh yeah, there's loads of generators out there. I'll send them a few resources and a bit devious. There's Bart. So I'm just setting up an encounter now. Normally this would be the kind of thing a DM would do before a game. Max,
I'm thinking like, what if they're like Maximilian is the first name. You know how sometimes like these characters have like some really, really fashionable like surname. Like what I don't know what right now, but I will figure out later. But Maximilian Steelheart or something like that. Or no.
Here we go. Right, okay. I'm a resources. I'm usually pretty good at... he's playing Tabaxi, Gerius, and Tabaxi are typically named after objects and stuff in the usual lore, but obviously you don't have to follow that.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why Looping Coil's got his name. Also, Loose Strings and stuff like that. It's very typical for Tabaxi to be named after objects or concepts or something akin to that. For anyone who was wondering about what this tool is I'm using, this is a tool I've been using for a long time now as a DM. It's called Improved Initiative. You can Google it. I can highly recommend it if you're a DM. It's meant for managing encounters. Pretty solid tool, free to use. You can go support the creator, and if you're willing to. I don't know if you get extra bonuses, but certainly they've worked hard on this tool. So I can encourage that much at least. But it's a solid little thing for helping you manage encounters. You don't need to worry about this side of things, Max. This is me talking to the DM side of it. Okay. What I am going to do so that you guys can see a little bit more though is, let's see, you're playing as a kind of pirate, aren't you? Max.
Yep.
Give me a second. So other folks are probably familiar with what I've got up now. Maximilian. Nameplate. What was the name of yours? It was Bar. Loved it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Bar, Cap?
Yes, Ba. They're a wood elf. So they live in the woods.
All right.
And his name is Bob because he lives with sheep, and that's the only word he knows.
I absolutely is that. Does he only know bar?
And Ba and Ba and of course Ba.
That is brilliant. Absolutely love that. Okay. So if you look at the screen now, you'll be able to see roughly the map. So for your help, Max, when you play an encounter in D&D, you usually have a battle map like this. Each tile is about 5 feet. You can move 30 feet normally, and in combat, hang on, I'm going to get something else that Bladed posted the other day that's actually really useful. In combat, you usually get an action, a bonus action, and your movement, and you can use these in any order that you wish. We'll explain this more again as we go into it. But your action is for like your main thing that you're doing on your turn, like if you want to attack someone, for example. A bonus action is like a smaller thing that you can choose to do if you wish. And your movement's self-explanatory. But it's worth noting that you don't have to do it all at once. You might decide that you want to like use half your movement, perform an action, then use the rest of your movement after. Don't worry,
all right.
We'll work through it all as we go, because I know, again, that's a fair bit. Okay.
And like my mine is making like, you know, like their the processing noises. I'm like,
yeah. Cat person. Yep, Tabaxi, cat folk, and he is a pirate. Can Tabaxi? They don't typically, at least no more than other people. Like anyone, sure, they can change their names, but they don't typically do it any more than other folks do.
Why did I think of a full name called Maximilian Swifttail? Like, because the
that's
character
a cool
is really...
name. That's a cool name, to be fair. Swifttail.
Because the character is really quick and, you know, and because, you know, I like, you know, foxtails.
You have a tail.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's think here. You know what? This would be pretty on theme. So, a little bit of setting up the scene for you guys. The two of you have spent some previous weeks with a small Tabaxi ranger of the name Lakea Moonlight. The reasons you've been with her are entirely your own, but you spent the last few weeks training under this ranger, as she has taught you how to improve your combat skills, as well as other useful skills that can help you survive out in the wilderness. You've awoken one morning to see that Lakea has gone, and she's left you a note saying she's gone hunting and will be back by evening. Evening came, and Lakea never returned. You went to bed hungry, for there was no other food around, and you woke up the next morning. Still no sign of Lakea. And so the two of you decided that you would set off and look for your mentor. As you wander down the path through the woodland, however, you hear a rustle in the road ahead, and out steps a folk, a sort of fairly tallish man with broad shoulders, a mask upon his face. As you can see, he's wearing leathers across his top. In his hand, he's kind of loosely holding a mace, as you can hear the rustling either side of the road, suggesting there are more of them. He kind of looks at the two of you before going, "Here, hand over your gold." Shut up, Jeevious. How are the two of you going to respond?
The awkward silence. Just
I mean, you can
utter
respond with
silence.
awkward silence if you want. He's demanding your gold.
Maybe I'm committing to the bit. Let's just go with dead silence, like no proper reply.
No proper reply. Bar, are you saying anything?
Ba will look into his coin purse, and he'll make a show of like digging around. Just be like, oh gosh, I've never been robbed like this before. I don't know what to do. And he will take it.
Oh yeah.
He'll take one of his gold pieces, and he's just like, this is this currency stuff you want, and he's just gonna tuck it into the woods.
What the bloody hell are you doing that for? You're messing with us? You're messing with us? He kind of takes a step forward as he brandishes his mace. Max, you can, just to your right, you see a flash of movement and a little bit of red as you realize there's another, like, man hiding behind the shrubbery.
Yep.
So what's the initiative order? We didn't roll initiative, did
We haven't rolled initiative. I thought you guys were going to go straight into a fight, but you've decided to talk it out. So I'm curious to see where you guys are taking this. We can go straight into the initiative if you want. I just thought I'd set up a bit of a story for you first.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm happy with the story developing. That's good. So I'm supposed to reply now to the fact that there's something moving and I spot something.
You can do. I've told you that you've noticed something. You can ignore it if you want, or you can react to it.
Well, let's say I turn towards what I thought I saw movement in the corner of the bush, let's say.
Yeah. Are you looking to see if you can see anything further?
Yes.
Okay, roll perception. So, you will roll a d20. So if you've still got that website open, set a d20 up.
So, how the hell does this work again?
If you press the plus button. Oh, dude, don't apologize. It's your first time. This is completely normal.
Okay, d20. So do I put 5 d20 or
no, just one.
1 d20?
Yeah. So
And then
anytime you
roll.
want to make an ability roll, a d20 is what you'll roll. It's the most common dice that you'll use.
Okay, do I clear the earlier ones because I've noted them down?
You don't need to worry about that. You just need to roll the 20, and then if you add your perception modifier to it.
Okay, well, I got 11.
Yeah, so now look on your skill sheet, and there in the
Yep.
perception box, add your perception to that 11, and then let me know what you've
Perception,
got.
so it's... plus 3, so
So you rolled
14.
a 14. Yeah, okay. So now you know what you rolled a 14. You tell me as the DM, and I will tell you what you'll observe based off your roll. So with a 14, I wouldn't normally tell you this, but to help with your understanding, I'm going to confirm there is someone hiding there, and I'm going to make them roll a stealth to see if they avoid detection. If they roll lower than your perception, then you'll see them. If they roll higher, you won't see anything further.
Okay.
I can tell you they rolled a 7, so you are going to see more of them. As I said, I wouldn't normally tell you this. This is to help you with your understanding of the game. So I can, as DM, now tell you, you can see that there is clearly another person hiding behind the shrubbery. They're clearly ducked down low. Again, looks like they're wearing some kind of mask or cloak over them, so you can't see their face. But they are very clearly there, waiting. Most likely for you and your companion. The thug ahead of you is kind of brandishing his mace. He's starting to look pretty annoyed as he's watched Bar throw this gold coin off into the shrubbery. Here, give us your gold pouch, or we'll stick the pair of you. He kind of brandishes the mace once again.
Ba will look at the guard and say, but I gave you my gold. It's over there. And he'll point as he's pointing. I would like him to cast what's the name of this spell? It's a cantrip.
I love this.
Fairy
Fire?
I'm gonna send this to you. How is this said?
No, cleric cantrip. Oh, Thaumaturgy. Ooh.
Thaumaturgy.
I don't remember. Okay, yeah. What does this spell do?
It's a cantrip. It can do a bunch of things. It basically it's an illusion for the most part.
Okay. What are you trying to do with this illusion?
So one of the effects is you could create a sound that originates from a point of your choice within range of 30 feet, such as a cry of thunder, a cry of a raven, or ominous whispers. I assume that means just like any kind of like noise like that.
Yeah, I would read that as you can make any kind of noise that's akin to that, so long as it falls within the same kind of scope. So I wouldn't say that you could necessarily make like a citywide noise, but you could certainly make something of a similar like size to that.
As I'm pointing to my gold piece I threw off to the side, I would have it make the sound of like a big bag of coins, like clinkling, like clink, 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 clink.
Yeah, as you point, your spell takes effect. He, being the clueless bandit he is, has no idea that you've just cast a spell, but you hear his ears perk up as you all hear this clinking noise, as if he's suddenly observing that maybe you did throw away more than what you thought you did. Did you have something you wanted to do, Maximilian?
Yes, and can I quickly ask, so did I have right now access to the rapier and the weapon?
Oh, yeah, you've still got all your equipment. You've got it right on you. You can use it if you wish.
Okay, so Maximilian would quickly turn his entire body towards the bush and take out the rapier and the dagger and also yell out, "We've got more company."
Yeah, you can do that.
If that makes sense. Sorry, I hope I'm not too cringe. Sorry.
No, dude, that's exactly the point of this. That's exactly...
No, Max. You can't just say, I yell out, there's going to be more company. You got to be the character. You got to yell, it's like, there's more company.
Like,
okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You're not being cringe. That's literally the idea here. To give you the idea of how far some people go, I lived with the guys I play with in one of my groups, and we would start talking about D&D in the living room, and we would accidentally slide into character and start arguing with each other as our characters. Our DM would walk into the living room after we've been arguing for an hour, and then just be like, "What the fuck have I done?" before walking out. So, absolutely go for it. You don't need to worry about it. It is your first time, so if you like struggle at all, that's fine. But that's the idea. As Cap said, you're playing as your character, so don't feel like you've got to worry about being cringe or anything.
Okay, so yeah, to reaffirm, so I quickly turn to face the bush, and maybe I could even add the feature that my ears are kind of like in the mode, like they're pointing forward, they're listening really carefully.
Yeah.
And as I pick up my rapier and the dagger, I also have like, is it okay to add the detail that my fur kind of like briefly kind of sticks up in like kind of like in the fear mode, or not fear, but like the aggression mode as felines usually do?
Absolutely. Stuff like that, we often call flavoring. So you can absolutely like add more of that in.
Yeah.
Like that's part of what builds the game. So
So let's
absolutely
add in.
put in
Yeah,
little details like that.
yeah, let's add in the neck fluff kind of like roughs up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. You kind of turn as the folks kind of looking to the left of the road. You're turning and looking to the right. You're first standing on end as you draw your rapier and dagger. As you notice this thug trying to stay hidden but doing a poor job of it. And so, the one that's in front of you on the road, he's kind of looking at where the noises come from. But after seeing you draw your daggers, he kind of goes, get him, guys! And so the fight begins. Can you both roll initiative for me? We got a pirate name for Stormsway. I mean, Stormsway would be a pretty fucking killer pirate name.
So do I do
Yeah.
it once again the 1d20
There's
and
the 1d20 and then add your initiative modifier, which I believe was +4.
so now I rolled
Where
again
are
and
you
I got
rolling?
now I got a 19. So initiative modifier, which was +4, so 19 plus 4 is
23. Fucking hell. Okay, you roll.
23. Yes.
Bar?
Where are you rolling? Are you just rolling on yourself or where?
On the site, the
Yeah, I've
D&D
sent
dice
a
roller.
link here to a website. Do you want a link as well, Kat? Or you can use dice. I
Yeah.
really don't mind. Okay.
I don't know. Do I even have my real dice around here?
Let me find a link to it. And oh god, here we go. I'll DM it to you. That might be a little easy. There you go. Up-a-dum. So you got a 23 total max. Let's give Bar a minute to roll as well.
Absolutely.
Initiative -1. So I got a 9.
You got a 9, was that? Okay. So, Maximilian, you go first, which is kind of awkward because it means you've not got to see. But effectively, because you've got the highest initiative, you go first. So, as I said, you've got your movement phase, an action phase, and a bonus action. And you've got 30 feet of movement. Now, to give you an idea of some of the things you can do, your action you can use to attack someone. You can also dash if you wish. Dashing will double the movement speed you get for a turn, but it uses your action. Or you could do something else with it if you wish, like cast a spell, not that you've got any spells. So what would you like to do right now? To give you a hint, I would recommend using your movement to get close to one of these folks. You can see 3 of them. Like, you found the one who is hiding, there's one in the road, and another one has made himself known by a tree. So it's probably worth you moving close to one of them and attacking them, but it's entirely up to you.
Okay. Well, I suppose Maximilian could run towards thug number 2 because thug number 3 is still partially behind the bushes, so it's gonna take him a little bit more time to get to his attack mode, I suppose. So
don't worry about time.
Okay.
Think of it as you've got 30 feet of movement. So moving to thug 3 would take 10 feet of movement, or moving to thug 2 would be 5 feet of movement. You can easily do both on this turn.
Okay, well, let's go for thug 2.
Yep. So, yep, you've got up close. You are now in melee range.
And how many points did I still have, like, for attacking?
So you've not used your action yet. You've only used some movement.
Okay.
So if you want to use your action to attack, you can do.
Okay, well, I could make a nice little jab, like jumping thrust jab at Thug 2 with the rapier.
Yeah, absolutely. So you rush forward to this thug who's like brandishing his mace. As you dash, he kind
Yes.
of raises his mace in defense. Would you like to make a attack? To do that, roll a d20 again and add your rapier attack modifier.
Okay, let's try that out of curiosity. Let's try that. So I roll again,
Yeah.
and I get 20. So
Oh, wait, hang on. Is that a nat 20? Like on your die?
yeah, just
Fucking hell, you lucky son of a... Okay. I didn't expect this to come in straight away. You're getting some lucky rolls.
So 20, and
yeah.
then the plus, which was it?
Your rapier attack modifier,
which was plus 6.
But you don't need to worry about that right now. So if you get in nat 20 or
kebab.
So if you roll a nat 20 or a nat 1, just on your dice roll, if you get a 1 or 20 before your modifier, say nat 1 or nat 20. The reason being is that those effectively trigger special offense, depending on what you're doing. In this case, you've just rolled a critical hit. So you're going to deal extra damage to him because you've got a nat 20.
So it's 24 almost, and 24 plus crit.
So you've already hit him.
Okay.
That's what this first roll was. Normally, you would roll a 1d6 plus your dex modifier for damage. Because you've just critted him, you get to do 2d6 plus your dex modifier for damage.
Okay. So do I roll now d6? What is it? 1d6 now?
On this one, it's 2d6 because you've got a critical hit.
Okay,
Normally, it would be 1d6, but in this case, it's doubled because of the critical.
Okay, so let's roll 2d6, and I get 6.
6, is that with your dex modifier added to them?
Sorry, not. So if we add the dex modifier, which was it was plus 4.
Okay, yeah.
So it's 10. Then I get 10.
How would you like to do this? And that is DM speak copy from Matt Mercer for "You've killed him. Would you like to describe how you kill him?"
Yeah, let's do that. So let's say before Thug 2 can strike forward his mace, Maximilian, maybe, let's see, how would I describe this? With his swift movement and tail swooshing around in the speed, Maximus penetrates deep into the Thug's chest, piercing piercing the entire body, like through the leather armor. Did they have leather armor?
Yep, he's got leather armor. Yeah, you dash forward, tail flicking in the wind, as you raise your rapier over his raised mace and manage to thrust the point of it through his chest, finding a gap in the leather pads that was this thug's armor. He kind of chokes for a minute as he tries to keep standing before his strength fails, as he slowly falls backwards, sliding off the end of your sword. Nice job.
Nice.
I can't believe you got a crit and killed this guy.
I'm really bad at doing this on spot, but I really gotta work on making this really story descriptions on the spot. But I gotta train this.
Don't worry, it's practice. At the end of the day, I've been playing D&D for a long time, so don't worry about it. For now, just focus on having a bit of fun and learning the mechanics as you go.
Okay.
The rest of it falls into place the more you play. Cat, feel free to jump in if you've got a different opinion on this, but it really is one of those things where the more you play, the easier it will get.
I see.
Yeah, I think the first couple games I ever played, I was just
like, oh well, I don't. How do I respond to this? Oh, but then like later on, you just kind of like get into the groove of it and get used to playing a character, where you're just like, oh yeah, this is exactly how my character would react after this situation, and you can respond in character.
Yeah.
When you got a bunch of people doing that, it's awesome, and just like, oh.
It's a lot of fun when, especially if you're playing in person, everyone's sat around the table. Like, you can't really beat it. It's still fun to play online, but having everyone gathered around the table is an experience that you just can't quite beat. Think of it, you know how we have our little jokes in Discord and stuff like that, Max? It's pretty much the same thing here. We're just adding mechanics, if that makes sense.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah, that's literally all we're doing here. But give yourself time, you're learning something new. Don't worry if it doesn't quite feel natural yet. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
thank you.
So you've just killed this guy. You have used your action, but you still have 25 feet of movement and your bonus action. So you can move elsewhere if you want, or you can end your turn here. It's up to you.
Okay. Well, why don't we make it this freaking ninja move? Let's start rushing towards Thug 3.
Yeah, you can do that. You won't be able to do anything, but you managed to get right up next to you. He's kind of looking at you wide-eyed. He's like stood up and started drawing like a short sword, but he's barely moved and his eyes go wide as he's seen you lunge forward and thrust your rapier into his companion. And now you've turned to one side and you're immediately charging towards him. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes, that's the end.
Okay. Well, it would be Thug 2's turn. However, he's dead. So it is now Thug 1's turn. He's going to charge forward. He's also got a short sword. He's going to come at you, Bar. And he's just going to try and take a wild swing at you, charging as he does so. Let's see. I put my dice down. He gets a 11. Does that hit?
Nope.
Nope. He kind of charges forward. He gives a wide swing, but he's like, he swings too far, and his blade ends up just like clanging uselessly off your armor. It is now Bandit 3, Thug's 3's turn. He like sees you charging, and Maximilian. He kind of hurriedly raises his own short sword. He's going to try and like thrust forward in a messy lunge to try and stab you as he does so. So he gets a 17 to hit. So what's your armor class, Maximilian?
Armor.
Yeah. I do have it here, 15. But I'm asking you again to help.
15.
15. So he's got a 17. So because that is equal to or greater than your armor class, he has hit you. So he's going to deal some damage.
Okay. And a quick, what was his weapon again?
He has a short sword.
Okay. Well, can I describe the damage that I receive?
Typically, as a DM, I would describe the damage to you as it's...
Okay, you do that. Yeah, absolutely do that.
So, like, if you're damaging someone else, then typically, yes, you would be able to describe what you're doing. But as it's someone doing something to you, I would typically describe that bit, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yes, I see.
No worries. So, you are going to take 5 piercing damage as he lunges forward in a messy lunge. You try to turn to one side, but he still catches you in the midriff, leaving a nasty gash there that stings as you're still moving forward. That's the end of his turn, though. Bar, it is your turn. So, Max, if you want to make note that you've taken 5 damage, so you're now on 4 hit points left.
Okay.
Okay. Bar, your turn.
As the second thug is coming down to to me.
He's dead.
Sorry, first. Is it first?
Yeah, it's the first one.
Okay. As he's coming up to me, I want to use Sacred Flame cantrip.
Yeah.
It is a ranged spell attack. Target creature within 60 feet of you. And the creature must make a DC 13 Dex saving throw or take 1d8 radiant damage. No damage on a made if they make the save.
Did you say this is a ranged spell attack?
Yes.
Are you sure you want to do that in melee?
That's all I have.
Oh. You know it's going to be wait, is he making a saving throw against a spell ranged attack? Okay.
Yeah, this is a spell.
Okay. Wait, when you said ranged spell attack, I thought you were going to have to make an attack roll, but then you said saving throw.
No.
They've
I was just
worded that
reading it.
spell weirdly, haven't they?
Yeah.
No worries. Did you say it was a dex saving throw he's got to make?
He's got to make a 13.
13. He gets a 4.
So he takes 1d8 radiant damage.
Yeah, do you want to describe what happens? Roll for damage.
Yep. 1d8. So he takes 6 points.
Is that what? How do you all do this?
So as Ba is so sad that his scheme of throwing coins didn't work, he's just gonna be like, oh, okay. As he flicks and snaps his fingers as a ball of radiant light comes down and just kind of surrounds this bandit's head as he's just like, ah!
You see this bandit rushing towards you as you casually flick your fingers, summoning this sacred fire. The thug kind of stops for a moment as this fire gathers around him, a bewildered look on his face, before he screams as the flames burn his head away, until there's nothing left and his headless corpse drops to the floor. Anything else you'd like to do?
These bandits aren't fun.
Wow.
Anything else you'd like to do, Bar? Or is that the end of your turn?
I don't think I have any bonus actions I can use.
No worries. Do you want to move at all, or is that the end of your turn?
No, I'll stay there. Look sadly at the ground.
Okay, so Maximilian, it is your turn once again. So everyone's had a go, so it loops back around to you now. You killed one of the thugs and you charged at another. However, as you charged at the second one, he's managed to draw his short sword and thrust it at you, leaving a nasty nick that now stings and is bleeding from your side. You are still standing and able to engage this thug, though. What would you like to do?
Let's go for another rapier thrust.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And so I roll. Was it like the 1d20 or 5? Which one do I roll now?
It was the 1d20 again, and then add your rapier attack modifier. Unfortunately, you don't get your sneak attack ability at the moment, which is what gives you your extra damage.
Okay, so now I got 6.
Okay, so add your dex modifier. Or your attack modifier, sorry.
So it's 12 then?
He has an armor class of 12, so yeah, you hit him. I wouldn't normally tell you the armor class, but like, again, this is for your benefit. So because you've matched his armor class, you still hit him, but only just. So if you all roll your damage, which was your d6 plus your dex modifier.
Okay, was it 1d6?
Yeah, 1d6. You've not critted him this time. The last one you got really lucky with a critical hit.
Okay. 1d6. I roll 4.
Yeah. Is that with your dex modifier?
Not yet, sorry. Then the modifier, so then it's again was it the +6 again?
No.
No, sorry. Which modifier is it?
It's your dex modifier.
Oh, plus dex, so dexterity.
Yeah.
So okay, then it is again, sorry, +4. So
8 damage total.
8 damage total. Yes.
Yeah. How are you doing it?
Oh, I gotta think about it really quickly. So let's say while making a angry groan of pain, let's say I buckle up for a really powerful forward thrust, again aiming for in between the armor of the leather armor.
Yeah.
Yes, to make another perfect jab with the rapier.
Okay, after he's thrust at you, you try and jump in and try and slide your blade between the gaps in his armor as you did with the last one. Unfortunately, he's seen it coming and turns to the side. You don't quite catch him in the midrib, but you do kind of get him in the top of his shoulder, piercing in as he grunts in pain. As you withdraw your sword, his blood staining the tip of your rapier. Is that the end of your turn, Max?
Yes.
Okay.
Or wait, sorry. Can I do something else again?
Depends what it is. You've used your action, but you've still got your bonus action, so you can't attack him. What is it you want to do?
Can I move back a little bit?
So you can, but if you move back now that you're engaged, he will get what's called attack of opportunity because you're moving away from him. If you want to move away from a creature when you're in close quarters like this, you'd use your action to disengage. You can move away without disengaging, but he will effectively get a 3 attack on you, and he might hit you.
Okay, then let's not take the risk there. So I just then end the turn.
Yeah, you can end the turn there. It is his turn again. He is going to try and strike at you again with his short sword. Now that you've kind of got him in one shoulder, he's going to try and twist away with his limp arm down by his side and give a wild slash at your head with his short sword. However, his slash goes absolutely wide and it misses your head by several inches as you easily lean back out of the way of the clumsy strike.
I thought for a split second I thought I was dead. There was like boom headshot. Maximilian is dead. I thought that.
Bah, it's your turn. Is that how it's pronounced, Bah?
Yeah.
Okay, it's your turn.
Hold on, I gotta look up how this works again. I never do spellcasters. I'm always.
That is completely fine. I've not done many spellcasters. I normally do demicasters. I don't do many full casters. He says with a full caster that he really wants to play at some point, because she'll be hilarious, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. What's the spell you're looking at?
I was just looking at what spells I had.
Oh, that is completely fair. Even at level 1, you can end up with a lot, can't you?
You get access to a lot of cantrips.
Yeah, clerics get quite a lot if memory serves.
I will take. I guess I will cast Sacred Flame again.
Yeah, you can make another dex modifier. Excellent homegrown idea for the. Ooh, what idea is that, Jeevius? So, he gets a 9.
So that means he saves and he takes no damage. That means
the
he
9?
would yeah.
What's your spell? What's your spell save?
Wait, hold on. I misread that. 13, not 9.
Yeah. I was gonna say if your spell save is a 9, then you're gonna struggle. Yeah, he fails. So you get to roll your damage to
1d8.
sacred failing.
7 points.
7 points. How would you like to do this?
I will just not even be looking his direction, just sadly looking at the coin on the ground, just be like, I want to be rogue. As he flicks his finger again, and the other guy's head bursts into flames.
No,
All the rogues get all the cool things.
Bar's not even looking because he easily casts this spell, throwing fire down upon this final thug. Max, you're engaged with this thug, trading blows, as you suddenly see fire rain down from the sky on his head as it bursts into flames. You just hear a short scream before he drops to the floor, his head still burning gently, the smell of burnt flesh in the air. And so the redder mist of battle slowly fades away as the fight ends. You guys look and notice for the first thug that approached you on the road, Bar, you notice that there seems to be a scroll of paper tucked away in his belt.
Which person were you referring to?
The thug 2 who first approached you on the road.
The one who got
okay.
absolutely shish kebabbed.
Yeah.
So Max, this is an important thing. When you kill enemies, that means you have full right to completely loot their dead bodies.
Nice. I remember that from Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah. I also fucking love Bar's role previous. Bar's brilliant.
Remember, dead bodies are just unopened chests.
Wow. Wow, Cap.
I love that. Oh.
He's gonna Bawa just plop down and just start rummaging through this guy's pockets. It's just like, maybe
Yeah,
he's
roll
got
me
a spell.
investigation.
Investigation. This sheet is so tiny. Plus 0, so then I'd be rolling just a d20 max.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
It says because I have a plus 0 to investigation, I just roll a straight d20, and I got
Okay.
a 6.
Well, so you kind of lean forward, you kind of like pat down his pockets real quick, give him a cursory glance. You don't really find much. You don't see any obvious pouches and that, nothing tops of his pockets. The only thing you can really see is the small, crumpled up bit of paper that seems to be tucked away at the top of his belt.
Just my heart isn't in it, you know? Take the little piece of paper. It's like, oh, well.
Man,
At least
you're
it's something.
depressed. Like, your character is depressed.
Bar sounds properly depressed.
Paper's cool loot, I guess.
Yeah, you take the scrumpled up piece of paper, you can give it a read, you notice it is in common. It appears to be a scrawled note written by a hasty hand that you're not entirely sure was overly literate, as it's got many spelling mistakes and looks more like a spider has been dipped in ink and allowed to run across a page. That was genuinely my geographies teacher at high school, how she described my handwriting at the time.
Lamau.
Genius! look, give me a break. I made this up in the span of like 2 seconds. You can see it says, we've already got the first ranger. She appears to have 2 students. Make sure they don't come and bother us. Or else. The note isn't signed.
Ba will look over to Max and just be like, yeah, this guy's dead. This guy's super dead. God, like, I think our teacher might have, like, you know, like, cussed out his entrails and everything. Like, he's super dead. God, these guys are morons.
I would genuinely love to play with Bar at some point.
I want to play more.
Yeah. We'll leave it there because this was more meant as like a quick encounter for Max. But genuinely, I would love to play with Bar. Like, holy fuck. Cap, I absolutely love Bar.
Imagine just absolutely nuking your enemy and being just so deadpan about it. It's like...
Oh, man.
I can just imagine you, like, Bar having like this really depressed frown constantly whenever this is happening. Like,
you're just like, ooh, why did I have to be a cleric? I want to be cool like a rogue.
I want a rogue. A rogue gets all the cool shit.
I get to like run around and shit and jump off walls, and I'm just like clank, clank, clank in my heavy armor.
All I'm gonna say, Genius, is there's a certain Arctic folks who really seems eager to replace Lakea. Oh man, but yeah, hopefully that was a bit of fun for you, Max, and it gave you a bit of an idea as to how the game kind of rolls a little bit.
Okay, though this has been insane fun. I'll just say, like, I love this, and I would love to do this again more in the future.
Yeah, this was a very kind of brief encounter, just kind of like thrown together, so like not a whole lot to it. But it kind of gave you a bit of an idea of how you can role play a little bit, have like how a fight goes a little bit, and how the mechanics go. I would genuinely love to do a community D&D night where I get a few of you guys on and we do a bit of a game, like a one-shot. A one-shot is where you do like the whole game, start, middle, and end in like one session. For your benefit.
I'll just say, Bar is gonna carry the entire thing.
But yeah, we'll see. It mainly comes down to time for like the planning of it, but I would genuinely love to do that. Like Jeevius has said he's in. Would you two be game for that?
Absolutely, yeah. Like no question asked. Absolutely.
Hell yeah, awesome. Well, I'll take a look. It shouldn't be too much work, to be fair. Now that I've got a little bit more experience with streaming D&D stuff, we'll take a look at it. But I think we'll probably leave it there for tonight. I hope you guys have enjoyed and that you've got something in particular from this, Max, because I know this has been your first time.
And you have no idea how much urge I already have right now to quickly just drop all my other projects, what I'm doing, and just draw what Maximilian Swifttail would look like as a as a character. I have the urge to draw them now.
Honestly, that's a big thing. Like, I've said this story before, but it was D&D and their looping that got me into being a furry. Like, playing looping in D&D and looking up. It was D&D art that I started looking at initially. It was just the fact that it's tabaxi and the furry connotations that led me down that road.
Nice.
But yeah, people do some awesome stuff. And if folks do want to get D&D art, like not just Max, but others as well, B, who's doing our channel banner, they do D&D stuff as well as furry stuff. And there's other artists in the community now who would more than likely be down to like draw characters and so on. So there's absolutely that.
Wonderful.
I think I'm going to wrap things up there for the stream. So I'll be back in a sec, guys, just while I wrap the stream up.
Yep.
So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the stream. It's been something a little bit different. I wasn't sure how many folks were joining. We might do more stuff like this in the future. We'll see how much interest there is. But it certainly sounds like there's interest in us doing like a community D&D game. I'll have to figure out how exactly I'm going to do it, because I would need to know like who's playing beforehand. And we'd need to make sure people are set up. But I'm sure we can figure out a way of getting that worked out. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Take care.